What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. We have a wonderful guest host with me today. We have Abbey Bonadies. I am so excited to have you fill in for Ria today. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here and get flowing on Chicks.
Exactly. So I've been following you for a while. I think what you do is amazing. Very easy to comprehend, breaking down pop culture stories.
Love it.
But for everyone that is listening that maybe hasn't seen your stuff yet, they will now. But go and just kind of give like your little bio.
My bio, yes. So I am a pop culture content creator, mostly TikTok and Instagram. I do a lot of threading too, like in the moment of different reality TV shows. But I basically try to explain pop culture topics and reality TV and even just TV in general.
Yep.
Obviously, I did a lot of White Lotus stuff. Yep. In a simple way with my whiteboard that is now my home office. And I just love to be in the conversation and tell everyone what's going on.
It's been so great. Where's the pop culture love come from? Have you always been like this?
Always.
Yeah.
I definitely was a reality TV girl growing up. Like American Idol was probably my first foray into reality TV. But then I was a Keeping Up girl and did a lot of Amazing Race with my parents and stuff. And I just kind of snowballed from there. And then, of course, Housewives just launched me into another universe of love for reality TV. So
when do you think like your TikToks really started to pop off? Like what were the first flow charts that you did that were like, whoa?
It kind of makes so much sense to me because my love for the Kardashians has always been like my flow of pop culture love. But one day I did like a TikTok about Tyga and Avril Lavigne dating, which to me was insane because in my head, how it always works is like I'm trying to connect people and I'm like, oh my God, Avril Lavigne dated Brody Jenner. Tyga has a baby with Blac Chyna who dated Rob, and Tyga dated Kylie, yada, yada. And I made like a silly TikTok about it and someone commented, can you make this a flow chart? And I was like, absolutely, I can make this a flow chart. And I just got out like a lined paper and a Sharpie, wrote out all the connections, and I woke up and it just like blew up. And I think the cool part for me was that everyone was then like, oh my God, who's Brody Jenner? Tell me about him. And I was like, who's Brody Jenner?
Yeah.
And then like Kris Jenner and all the connections to like Elvis and all that stuff. So it was just really fun for me to start out doing it with just knowledge I already had. It felt so natural for me to just like explain it like I do to my friends and family.
Right.
And then it kind of snowballed from there into bigger and bigger whiteboards and bigger flows. And now I just get to do it all the time and I love it.
Isn't it just like the craziest thing when you laugh because people are like, how do you remember all this stuff? Or how do you know all this stuff? It's just like, it's in my brain.
It's in my brain. I know you get it.
In my brain permanently. My parents joke, like my dad has this line where he's like, we never thought that she would be able to take all of this. Growing up, now my dad called me a font of useless information.
My dad, this is so fun. My dad has said that to me for so long that I have all this useless information in my head. And I'm like, it's useful now. And he totally agrees, as I'm sure yours does too.
Exactly. It's like, well, we turned it into something, you know?
We sure did.
We sure did.
And
so
look at us now, Dad.
I know, exactly. It was so funny because they'd be like, how do you remember all of this stuff? And I'm like, it's just locked.
It's just locked. Well,
it's
but you also, like, I feel like you have a photographic memory because you're so good at the faces on
my celebrity mashup.
And I usually try it. I'm like, I'm pretty good. But then you do it and I'm like, she is so good.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that's like photographic or just like, I'm good with faces.
Yeah.
Remembering faces.
And I feel like it helps
too.
too.
Good with names.
Names are tough, but I feel like it helps too, like the background, knowing like,
totally.
Oh, that's so-and-so from the Oscars or whatever.
Totally.
Like,
the context clues do help. 100%. It's like, okay, I'm like, that looks like a red carpet. Sometimes he uses ones and I'm like, that looks like the Vanity Fair Oscar party backdrop. So let's
100%.
that. It certainly helps.
Useful knowledge.
I know. And then he like, Jeff who runs a dozen, like started to blur the backgrounds, like make it harder.
On. That's so funny.
Which he does now. So that is very true. But
you're still the best at it.
I know. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I know. Jeff like keeps all these absolutely ridiculous statistics that are so fun, but I'm like, how are you even keeping track of this?
Right.
But he remembers everything. He's like, we played the other day. He was like, you haven't missed one of these since 2022.
And I was like, that's crazy.
That's a long time.
3 years.
That's a long time. That's a long
That's a
time.
pat on
I'll
the
give it
back
to you.
for
That's a long
sure.
time for sure. But no, it's so fun watching the breakdowns, and I love seeing like your commentary and all the Bravo shows that are happening right now. So there's some great ones on that we can talk about. We'll get into our full show. There's a couple things I want to touch on. One being Chicks in the Office tour in June. Tickets are on sale now. Very exciting. We're going to have some fun guests and have a great time. So we'll be in Pittsburgh. We'll be in Maine. We'll be in New York City, and 2 shows in Red Bank, Jersey Shore adjacent is really what we're calling it. And Maine has sold out, which is amazing. Thank you to all our Northeast
Your
folk.
Maine chicks.
Yes, they get it. They know. So Pittsburgh, New York, Red Bank, you can still get your tickets online. It's in the link in our bio, and everything is easy. How are you doing, Noah? Are you double headphoning right now?
Yeah, sometimes I like to double headphone.
Okay, cool.
Is it because we're talking so loud?
No.
No, it's
I'm
because
editing.
he's not listening. He's
I'm listening in one ear and
he's
and
working.
I'm editing on another ear.
He's
multitasking.
multitasking. He is editing and listening at the same time. But sometimes
No one does
when
it like you, Noah.
Sarah's on her bachelorette trip, so I'm pulling double duty.
You're doing
today.
double duty. So sometimes
Both of you are.
Yeah, when I see that we're really locked in this weekend.
The wedding stuff is really like bringing the pod. And, like,
Seriously.
I
testing
know,
us,
right? It really is. It really is. So like, I got married. Ria obviously just got married, and then one of our producers. Thank you. One of our producers, Sarah's getting married in the fall as well. So she's on her bachelorette. So weddings galore. But yeah, sometimes I also like to look at Noah when I know he's like on his computer. I'm like, are you even listening to us?
Are you even listening?
No, I am.
I know.
He's locked in.
I know.
On
You are
2
locked
things.
in. Okay. The other thing is we have the Met Gala on Monday. There's also the Bet Gala, which is a DraftKings event that we will be hosting. I actually just found this out. No one told me, but I'm very excited for it. I knew I was going to be there, but we are hosting a carpet. Myself, Dave, I believe Nick Terani as well, doing red carpet commentary for the Bet Gala. It's bet themed.
Love it.
So it's like everybody's has been told
I
to
love
show
a
up
pun,
in a
so Bet Gala.
Yeah, to show up in a bet themed outfit. So whatever that means, I'm very excited to see what these guys show up wearing, and I'm glad I already had my outfit planned, and it is, I think, on theme. Thank God. So
I can't wait to see.
That'll be good. And then the Met Gala on Monday. You're very involved in Met Gala content.
Yes.
What do you look forward to the most every year about the Met Gala?
I think, of course, all the fashion, the pop culture moments, but this year I'm specifically very excited because I'm hoping it will be our launch into the second Wicked press tour, and that Ariana and Cynthia will walk together again, because last year they walked together and they performed inside, and it was kind of their like big moment before they did all of the press. So I'm kind of hoping we get that, and then we'll finally get the trailer, which I'm dying for.
Do you think they're tired?
I think they're probably tired. And like Ariana just posted this morning, she's a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race coming up. Like Cynthia just dropped an album. Like they are nonstop.
It's crazy because I just kept talking about that all the time. Was like the press for Wicked started so early. And then it was such a success that they just kept talking about it and doing so much more. Going.
Yeah.
And now it's like already time to start promoting the second one.
Right, especially because like they do the whole press tour. The movies come out in November, and then it's award season.
Yep.
So like that it's like a full year.
Exactly.
So I'm very excited, and hopefully they will be there. We will see.
It's like the one thing in my calendar in November is so funny that after I walked out of Wicked, I put Wicked Part 2 Friday, November, like in my calendar to be like, just so like I was gonna forget, but
like you were gonna forget, like we weren't gonna talk about it for 6 months before.
Yes. What do you think about the theme this year?
I'm obsessed. Like I think it is going to be so fun to see everyone try to do a different take on Met Gala dressing up, because there's obviously always gowns and things like that, but now that it's tailoring, I'm excited about suits, and I feel like it's going to be a big moment for like Tom Brown, Kourtney Kardashian, and Travis always wear that. I feel like it's just going to be a fun differentiator from all of the gowns of the past to get a little more masculine fashion going on.
I thought that too. I love that. So for those of you who don't know or are listening, and this year's theme is Tailored for You, which is obviously in connection with their Costume Institute's landmark new exhibition, Super Fine Tailoring Black Style, which opens to the public on May 10th. The theme is chosen each year by Andrew Bolton, the curator in charge of the Costume Institute. Monica Miller, professor and chair of African Studies at Barnard, will guest curate this show. So Super Fine will celebrate Black dandyism from the 18th century through to its revival during the Harlem Renaissance and its impact on fashion today, which I think is just going to be
incredible and different.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about that.
And I hope people like appreciate and do it.
I agree.
You know?
Appreciate it. Do it. Wear Black designers. Like, I feel like it's going to be really fun and different. I'm honestly very excited to see what Anna Wintour wears because she's always in like a Chanel or a Loewe. So I feel like she needs a little edge to her this time.
Exactly. And it's definitely a good time. I feel like it's going to be really fun to see what everybody, and maybe there'll be a couple new designers, up and coming designers that get to have their moments, which I love to see at the Met Gala as well. And the last thing I want to talk to you about before we get into some topics is you went to Charlie XCX's show last night.
We started Brat Summer last night. Brat Summer round 2.
Is this another tour? Or
it's kind of confusing because I looked it up and she's doing 4 nights at Barclays and then it's all out of the US. So I don't know if she must have done like the first part last year.
She did shows in New York last year for sure.
But this was very similar to like her Coachella set.
Okay.
It's just a party. I think I've decided after seeing her last night, I think it was my first time seeing her, that she has my dream job. Like she just gets to go on stage and party and like drink out of a wine glass and slay with her friends. No band, no big production. She just gets to like whip her hair back and forth and hang out and party. It's great.
Yeah. I really wanted to go to one and I didn't get the chance to, and I'm upset about it.
She'll be back, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll come out now that Lord's gonna have her album. Maybe they can do a little something together.
I also thought that like if I were to go see her in Europe, I feel like would be the place to see her.
100%. We were like, should we go to Sweden?
Right. Like exactly. Like to just like take it up another level in her whole like, you know, dance music
total
era
club scene.
Exactly.
And if any of you
listening,
like
those warehouse parties she was having.
Yes, literally. That's what it felt like. But if anyone's going this weekend in Barclays, like if you were thinking for 1 second not to wear your neon green and like Brat merch, 100% wear it.
Yeah.
Everyone was wearing it. It looked so adorable, honestly, seeing everyone in their little like neon green. It was very like, you know, rave days from like probably when we were in college. And it just felt like really fun and no one like cared. It was just like nice. Like obviously I love to think of an outfit, you know, for Beyonce, Lady Gaga, yada yada. But everyone was just like there to party and it was very fun.
I'm so excited for Cowboy Carter. I'm going with a bunch of my friends and literally one of them sent me yesterday these like sequined chaps.
Done.
And it was like someone has to wear these.
Oh my God,
and we're all like going back and forth. Yeah, it was like, oh my God, they were crazy.
Epic.
But okay, let's jump into some topics. We got a bunch to talk about today because you love Bravo. I know we can talk all things Bravo. So normally we do a weekly watch report on Mondays where we kind of run through everything that we watched. But since I have you here, have to recap.
How could we not?
Yeah, have to recap the Valley, have to recap Summer House. We have some Stassi and Beau kind of went viral this week in clips from Vanderpump Villa about a fight that they were having.
We're trying to figure it out.
Real Housewives of Miami is coming back. The trailer just dropped. And then we have an update on the whole Jordon, Hudson, Bill Belichick of it all. More stories really about her keep coming out.
Crazy.
You're like, what the fuck is happening? Kylie and Timothy looked all loved up at the Lakers game.
Obsessed.
And Shailene Woodley and Lucas Bravo went Instagram official. I saw rumblings about them as a couple.
Yeah, I think like a couple months ago.
Yeah, and this was like quite the hard launch. Was like a lot of pictures of them out in California. So it looked like they were having a lovely time. And we also have a game of trivia. Gia, my sister, is filling in for Ria for trivia. So you can tune into that. And we have Ashley and Tayler from Temptation Island. Fun conversation with them. They came in earlier this week. Got to talk to them about the show, the aftermath, kind of everything that's going on with their relationships. Pretty crazy. They're casting for the second season right now.
I'm in. Not me personally.
Yeah. But in for the show.
I'm in for the show.
Yeah. No. I know. They were like, I know everyone says like why would anybody ever go on this show? And it's like, yeah, why would anybody? But
I also wonder that.
Yeah, I think at that point they were like, look, both of them were like, relationship was on the rocks.
What are you gonna do?
We were like thinking about doing reality TV.
Sold.
We're done. That's,
I love it.
That's really, I think what it took. So let's start off with our Bravo recaps. They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You got to sign up for the pre-sale, get in the queue, and by the time you get through, the best seats are gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself, not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for us, we have Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. I know that there are so many great shows coming up. Jonas Brothers, Gracie Abrams, Beyonce so soon. There are some great shows coming up. I actually was just looking right now, there's Beyonce tickets on here for $130. So I think it's time to jump on it, guys. It's time to buy those tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Okay, this week, let's start with the Valley and we'll go into Summer House.
Perfect.
Chronological order. The Valley airs first. The Valley is so out of pocket. It's like mind-blowing because...
Mind-blowing.
Remember when this show was announced and everyone was like, boo, boring.
We hate
Who
it.
cares about all these married couples in the Valley with kids? Like, snooze fest.
It literally has no business being as good as it is. And good is like a hard, but like it is good entertainment, but it's like dark. There's some stuff.
It really is. And I'm like, I wonder if they knew all this beforehand. Because I always say, for anybody that's signing up for a reality TV show like this about your life, you're a married couple, like if there are anything. Demons,
anything under the covers,
totally,
it's
like
coming out.
monsters hiding in the closet,
Yes.
like they are gonna come out. If your relationship isn't like really on solid ground, there's gonna be issues.
This will make it worse.
And it's like exactly what happened. And it's so crazy to me that I guess kudos to them for really airing everything.
They're not hiding
that they do, right? Because I know there's like Brittany and Jax it's been going on for forever.
Yeah, that was like I honestly thought that would be like the main thing.
Yeah.
But now every other couple has something going on. I'm like, this is crazy.
I thought the same thing. Like, and of course it's still so much revolved around Jackson. And this past week, he admitted to, his drug and alcohol problem, specifically cocaine. They were talking about a lot on the after show.
Tons on the after, which is a treat.
The after shows are so good. If you don't watch the after shows, you're really missing out because
you're missing out on like an extra 40 minutes. They're not like quick.
And you're getting all the cast of Vanderpump.
It's so good. It's so good because they really are in that group.
They are, but it's crazy to me that that's like not advertised really in any way. I just turned it on and was like, wait, Lala, Sheena, Brock, Schwartz.
They're all just
all
there.
in the after show commenting on the Valley.
And they're like, oh yeah, I was there that night and blah, blah, blah happened. I'm like, well, I guess they really are all in this together.
It was so crazy to hear, and I think it was such a relief to Schwartz.
Schwartz had a big big couple weeks. He's on every Bravo show this week.
He did. And he's like, I felt like such a relief for him to be able to talk to Jax about his cocaine use,
God.
On camera. It almost, like, I know Jax is like, wow, it feels like a weight is lifted. I finally admitted to the world that this was going on. And they were joking, like, not that anyone didn't know.
That anyone didn't know. But they all seem relieved.
Right.
Brittany too.
I think Schwartz was like, oh my God, finally.
Like, we don't have to make up code names anymore.
And they like, he was hardcore being like how much blow he does when he goes out.
100%. He has been waiting to be able to just talk about it without his creative vocabulary around it.
It really is. And so many things, like the same with what Brittany said. Oh, I had to talk about his partying and like this. And,
now it's just out there.
I have my radar up with Jax at all times anyway.
All times.
So it's like,
I feel like the craziest part for me of the Valley this week, which is insane to say because the whole thing is crazy, was Michelle in her confessional. Obviously, she's living in her marriage, ex-marriage, and Brittany's in her situation, and we're all just like, bystanders watching. But she was like Jesse is by far worse than Jax. And I was like, by far feels really dramatic. Like, I'm not sure we can say that.
By far sounds so bad to the point where I'm like, oh my God, is he like...
Is there so much more?
Right. Is Jesse more like an American Psycho type vibe than like Jax was kind of always outwardly.
There's never been a question.
You've never really been like, oh, he
could be a good guy.
Yeah, right. Like you're like, uh-oh. And then Jesse, it's like, oh shit, is he putting on such a facade?
Right. Like the tea with Kristen. I'm like, is this all fake? I don't know.
And he does seem to like, I think it's strategic of him that he does try to keep his cool.
I agree.
In these talks, like especially in the after show, like when he we're not going to talk. Like I feel like he thinks that he is going to come off better if he stays really calm and like doesn't give
very
too many
manipulative.
Yes.
And I think also with Jesse, like he seems like a smart man.
Yeah.
So I feel like he knows a little bit more about what's going on. Whereas like, sorry, Jax, like he's just kind of like jaxing all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I think Jesse's like thinking it through a little bit more on like how it will affect their conversations later in court, all those things.
Exactly.
So, Michelle saying that though, I was like, whoa.
No, that was a lot. That was a lot. And I also don't think that, I don't think Michelle and the other girls would be bringing up the money issues if there wasn't like real money issues.
Agreed.
You know, like that's
Agreed.
Because Jesse's like, we're not talking about, money's a personal thing, whatever. It's like, okay, well, you're not talking about it because you spent it all. You spent all the money.
You're the one making up stories about her being an escort in the boys' chat. So you're talking about money to some degree.
Let's talk about the boys' chat for a second.
Let's talk about it. Something I never want to be in is that boys' chat with 25 people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Crazy.
And they do make a good point. The fact that not that wives are like snooping through their husbands' phones, but like, especially for those that have been together for a long time, you have access to each other's phone.
Oh, hey,
like,
can you take a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, call my mom, whatever it is.
Right. And it's not for them to just, for the other guys, it really seemed like the guys that weren't in it, it was like, look, it seems like a chat where these guys are miserable and they're just complaining about their lives.
100%.
And their wives and like they're unhappy.
And some of them who aren't in it, Luke and Jason, they were so funny about it. They were like, thank goodness I'm not in it. It would cause a lot of issue.
Jason being like, I'm so glad I have an Android. It was so funny.
Said no one ever.
Yeah. I'm so glad my texts are green because I don't have to be in that fucking boys chat.
Mess of a boys chat.
It really, sounds like a disaster. Also, it's like, they're like, oh, if you try to leave, you get added back in. It's like, okay, whoa, is this a blood oath?
Literally.
Did these guys take a fucking blood oath?
And then
they're
poor
trying to,
Danny's
I know.
just like,
oh, Danny's face and the Dave and Buster's. He's like, I'm done.
And
I'm
the fact
done.
that it was in Dave and Buster's made it so much better.
Janet is
something.
I mean this in the nicest way possible. Janet's just like kind of a freak.
I completely agree. And
like,
again, in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
There are just like, she's quirky.
Totally.
Yeah. Like the fanny pack and the game, like the
excitement,
prize room.
No, the excitement over the prizes.
The
is
drone.
when
I was like, who cares?
And she lost for me. Look, I love a night at Dave and Buster's.
Like, and I love a game.
Totally. And I love an arcade game too. And I love like
above.
Playing games, whatever. But I'm not in it for the tickets.
Weird. I'm in it for the experience and the vibes.
Yes. I'm like gonna have a couple drinks, laugh with my friends, have fun, but I'm not checking out the prize room before to be like, holy shit, I need that $14 neon sign and I need 50,000 tickets
or whatever
to get to it.
Yeah. Like, and like the prizes, I know Dave and Buster's has more of like an adult audience, but like they're for kids.
Yeah.
Like it was just weird.
Like
it'd be one thing if she was like, I'm gonna win this for our baby.
Yeah.
But
no, these were adult items.
Adult items.
She was like, oh my God, the Dave and Buster's drone?
Like, what are you going to do with that? Spy on Jax?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. But yes, that's why it was even funnier. The fact that like they are adults, but they were having some of the most immature conversations. And I'm glad it was happening in a Dave and Buster's.
It's like you can't write it. I know everyone's like, people are like, oh, reality TV is so scripted. I'm like, it's called unscripted for a reason. This is brilliant.
That was actually so brilliant because the fact that Michelle was secretly going around trying to get votes to get Jesse out of the house, I was like, oh, this is a middle school
trip
fight.
He planned.
Yes.
And the house he booked.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then she's crying in the Dave and Buster's and Brittany is just Brittanying. It was the whole thing.
I'm so glad that at least, like, however you feel about Jesse, I'm glad that Kristen was kind of like, he planned the trip.
Right.
Like,
Kristen
I know you guys
Doty
are
being
fighting.
the voice of reason is like the journey we've been on is crazy.
I know. I just feel like she really just enjoys herself so much on reality TV, and I love
enjoy
that
her.
for her, you know.
And I enjoy her enjoying herself.
Like, she's just so in it. And even when they were like the callback to last season of her being like, oh, Michelle had a boyfriend
in the
for
hallway.
a year and no one wanted to talk about it. And they're like, she was like, yeah, I meant like a year ago, not like for a year. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Pretty important.
Yeah, that's a detail that was needed. That's such a Kristen detail to leave out.
Pretty important. And that didn't get mentioned at all.
No.
Like when she actually said it. It's like now the second she's like, oh, I meant it was like last year.
She's like, haha, laugh funny.
And she's like, and it's not the guy that she's with right now.
Yeah, surprise, Jesse.
What did you think about of Jesse trying to put together the Runyon hikes with the honey, with the boyfriend?
I was like, where's your whiteboard?
Yeah.
I was like, this connection, I'm like, detective energy, I love it. Like he said like she was in full glam going to the runs to Runyon and the honey and the t-shirts, and then they flash back to her selling the honey, like the whole thing.
Yes.
I think he's right.
I mean,
it's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but
it seems like all the things are pointing towards that.
And I don't know if Michelle was like full blown cheating
right,
often.
maybe it was emotional,
but it seemed like
whatever.
Yeah. I think she was talking to guys.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Maybe some text conversations and whatnot. But she's obviously going to deny that. But I guess Jesse said she did admit
it's very
to cheating
it's
at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
Honestly, highlight of the season so far is when they're sitting at the table and they both just go, let's call Sheena. I'm like, I'm going to use that for every single inconvenience. I'm going to be like, let's call Sheena.
I know.
That was so good.
We've moved on from why don't you just call Tayler up to
let's call Sheena. Obsessed.
And I love
perfect
that Sheena,
evolution.
Right. And like Brock in the after show is like, no, you call Sheena. She knows everything. She's locked in still.
Locked in.
She cares about everything.
I saw all
the
these
drama.
TikToks of
and
her
she does.
like in full glam, like Sheena waiting for the phone call from Michelle and Jesse. I'm like, yep, she was ready. She was ready.
And I love, like, I hope that at some point they do become more involved in the actual show. Because
they're in that.
They're in it. So it's like,
together.
It's crazy to me that they're in the after show being like, oh, I was there for that, or I remember that, or
right.
I'm in the boys chat, or I do this. It's like, okay, so
come
make
on in.
The jump. I don't know. Maybe they
maybe this was a test.
Yeah.
Because now they're like revamping Vanderpump, testing them as like friends of. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, we all just want them there. Let's
exactly.
do it.
I think that's really what they're gonna have to do. So
I agree.
The Santa Barbara trip looks like it'll be a disaster. We'll see how
perfect disaster. Can't wait.
Folds next time for sure. And then on Summer House is wrapping up. Like the Valley season just started, but Summer House season is wrapping up. They just filmed the reunion last week.
Yep.
And
which they said was fun.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. I hope so.
I hope so too.
You know, Jesse was in here.
Oh yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and
how were his vibes?
It was right after Coachella. I think he was tired.
Yeah.
And like there was a couple things where Ria and I were like,
what?
You should probably watch the show another time. You know, like
give it another watch.
But he is a nice guy. I do.
He is,
like
for sure.
I think he has good intentions.
Yes.
I think he maybe like has some
wrapped up in the
this
moment.
is my like a psychoanalysis of Jesse, which you know
Give it to
now
us.
like he's probably gonna be like, what the fuck, Fran? But I feel like he maybe started talking to girls later in life, and girls became more interested.
I'm so aligned. Yeah, maybe he like grew into himself a little
and I think
later.
maybe there's still some insecurities there.
Totally.
And Lexi's drop dead fucking gorgeous.
Lexi's gorgeous, and I got to meet her at an event and we hung out, and she is so cool, so nice, and like genuinely so smart and down to earth. I was like, she's getting a bad at it.
Yeah, I think like Jesse bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah,
and then
it was
rough.
like,
oh my God. I think he cares a lot about what the other people in the house think about him,
and he's so aware that he's on TV. I feel like,
and sometimes I'm like with the female friendships, it's like he does he does try to like hit those one-liners and make those jokes, and
Amanda was like, can you not?
Yeah. I
time
think
and place,
like,
Jesse.
Really took. It just spiraled. I think he really was so not ready to like commit into a relationship
for sure.
But I think he also was smart enough to be like, am I about to fumble Lexi? Like, do I just like do this because
he was
she
so
wants
battling
me
with
to?
himself.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Wednesday episode, the most recent one, it was just a tough episode for the guys in general.
Yeah.
For once, not West.
I know.
Except when he did get caught in the rain, which
that's like
I
West.
cackled.
Honestly, West like waking up and it being pouring rain, it's 4 a.m. outside, sums up West's whole season.
Literally perfect.
He's just been like the class clown of the season. He has not really been in it at all.
Yep.
Even when at the party when they were talking about him and they just kept showing B-roll of him in his outfit
with a candlestick,
fucking dancing with his candlestick. I'm like, okay, you know,
I
that's
do
the role
think
he
it's
had.
funny that like Amanda and Paige are like trying to loosen Sierra up about it. Like Amanda was like, okay, like I know we hate him, but that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is funny.
I love Sierra that
she's sticking to it.
Never like forgive but never forget, and you will not be my friend again.
Yep. It's giving Lauren Conrad.
Yes. But in that sense, there's so many times I'm watching West this season, I was like, fuck, that was funny.
That was so funny.
I'm like, damn, that was funny.
I wonder if he'll be funny during the reunion, because obviously
I hope so.
Last year was a flop and a half.
Right. So I was like, we said to Jesse, that's coming back to what I was saying, was like, I was like, Jesse, prepare yourself for this reunion, you know.
Right.
Just make sure you're not like, don't pull a West. Like, don't just
pull
say
a West.
nothing.
Be prepared.
Yeah. Like, don't say nothing.
And like, ask
He's
your
like, no,
girlfriends.
I know.
They're your friends for a reason. Ask Paige, ask Sierra. They've been doing it.
Yes, exactly. So the PJ party wrapped up.
Cute.
Looked like they had a fun time, but yeah, it was just stuff. Lexi clearly knows that it's not going to work.
Yep.
That conversation in the morning.
All hail Lindsay for just like standing there. Amanda was like, I'm out of there. Lindsay's like, I'm not.
No, Lindsay.
Like, I'm right in it.
Lindsay's like salivating. She's like, this is amazing.
She was like, I'm pregnant. I can't drink right now.
Yeah.
This drama is everything to me. Give me the popcorn.
Exactly. Lindsay's like, let's sit down and really hash this out.
Let's all
guys.
do this together. It was awesome. I mean, Lindsay is just having an all-star season, I feel like.
I know she's been asked a lot about the future and what the show's going to be like. And I really do think that Summer House is going to have to
we need an
evolve
evolution
in a way that maybe like, you know, the Vanderpump thing has gone down. And because we love them all so much, but it's just not.
We love them so much. And I actually
not
feel
sustainable.
Like the best parts of loving them now is about their like lives in the city and their careers. Like I would love to see that shift. Maybe like Jesse and West are the new like owners of the house and they invite new friends, but then we get like Amanda,
the new
Sierra,
Kyle.
Literally like, and Kyle and Amanda move on and they like do a new show and we get to see them like at their Loverboy headquarters, like Amanda doing her swimsuit line, Paige on tour, like all those things. It's like, okay, yes, we love a theme party, but like
no, totally. And and especially this summer, I've liked this season, but the season has felt pretty repetitive to me.
Definitely.
And the Lexi and Jesse stuff's really like
it's
the
like
biggest
carrying.
thing. It's the only thing that happened really the whole summer.
Right. And we're getting like obviously hints of the Paige and Craig of it all.
Yes.
And the episode.
And that too. I keep forgetting about that.
Because it like hasn't been in like the last couple episodes because she's having fun at her snooze fest. But the episode ended with like a pretty intense convo between Kyle and Amanda. It's like, how do you just end the episode on that?
I know. I love Amanda so much.
So much.
I just hope.
Coolest girl ever.
I know. I just hope that those thoughts are coming from her.
Yes.
And not like
external
Kyle,
pressures.
Or like or just like doubts because of where their life is now, because it was always like, oh, they wanted a family, and I'm sorry, like Kyle
him and Shorts talking about how they thought they were gonna have kids earlier, and they were like, Shorts was like, we're gonna be like 80, like, hey kid, you want a drink?
Like Kyle trying to act, and I'm sure he was taken aback in that moment, but like Kyle trying to be like, oh, I didn't know this, or I'm like, Kyle, if and Amanda said it, you know, you're not exactly bringing it up every day.
Well, and for him, he's just like, oh, by the way, you didn't know, but I'm getting fertility tested.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like a convo to have with your wife.
That does. And also it's like, Sierra said it on Watch What Happens Live, being like, oh, you know, they're probably not there yet. Kyle has decided he's wanted to be a DJ. He's still out DJing till the wee hours of the morning. Like, Amanda, I don't think Amanda's at home being like, now it's totally the time for us to have a baby. Kyle is gone every single weekend DJing.
Right. Exactly. I just feel like the signs are there, and the
man is 42 years old.
He's 42.
It's just...
He's older than some of the housewives, which is crazy.
Crazy. I just thought, I even think about that, like, and I love, Schwartz has his ups and downs. I love Schwartz. And
he shined on Summer House this week.
He did. And I just laughed, like, thinking about being at that party and, like, hanging around the house and just, like, seeing Schwartz just walking up to you and being like, hey, I'm Tom.
Hey, I'm Tom. Like, half the people at the party are half his age.
Yeah.
Which, like, whatever, but it's just so funny. He's in his little angel costume. Yeah. All of them, they really did it up for their costumes for this one. I appreciated it.
They did. They really did. And I do think that, like, I love all of the people on the show that I do want to continue to follow what they're doing.
Yes.
But the, like, ethos of the show of the New Yorker that is in Manhattan, that goes out to the Hamptons on the weekends, that has a share house with their friends, like, it's just a 20s thing.
Right.
Like, it just is.
It really is. And, like,
that's where you get the most
we're
drama.
in our 30s, whatever. Like, the share houses aren't happening anymore. Like,
no.
You grow up and you're like, I don't need to be in the house with these people.
Yeah.
I love you, but
totally.
And I think it is like a more of a forced situation.
Yeah.
And they're doing the best with it that they can. I mean, Bravo's sending them to go have a beautiful summer in the Hamptons, but, like, it's a little, like, gimmicky at this point, which is a bummer because I love Summer House. But it needs a change.
It does, and I wonder how this season will go because they are. I think it's going to be the same kind of thing. They totally are. I mean, they start filming like. Usually, they always normally start filming like right before the 4th of July.
Right, July 4th is usually their first weekend. I feel like.
So I mean, like they must be working on
contracts, and all the things.
casts. Like they just did the reunion, so like that's a conversation. So I'm really curious to see how it goes. Honestly, my heart broke a little bit when Schwartz was like, appreciate this.
It was like, we all hate each other now.
You guys are all still friends. Like, I wish my friend group was still like this. And I was like, damn, that's so true. They all really don't talk at all anymore.
It's so sad, but also, like, sorry to the Vanderpump Rules cast, but, like, former cast.
Yeah.
You just didn't have the friendship that at least these girls have. Like, Paige, Sierra, Amanda, like, they are legitimate friends, whereas like Vanderpump, it was always messy. The definition of friendship over there was questionable.
Right. Like, even if you think about like the Stassi, Chris, and Katie, it was still like, nah, they were still sleeping with people's boyfriends and shit.
They literally hated each other.
Like, that's as much as they wanted to be like, no, like, we're best friends. Like,
sure, some form of it.
Right. Like, Sierra's not hooking up with Craig behind Paige's back.
Not even
like
close.
That is that's
like
the
maybe
level
murdering him behind Paige's back, but that's about it.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how this summer goes.
Agreed.
What did you think about Carl telling Sierra?
I think I blacked it out.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Sweet man.
I know.
The cringe I cringed. I feel like good for him.
Yeah.
That soberly he was confident enough to tell her, like, I have a crush on you. And Sierra handled the situation very well. Like, she was so honored and poised and nice. But the best part of that entire thing was when Sierra tells Paige and Amanda, and Paige just starts cracking up. I'm like, that's actually how we all felt. But she actually did it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate Sarah not like immediately just laughing, It was like,
she was like, he's dead ass about this.
Yeah. I do think Sierra loves Carl, but like in a
brotherly
a friend way.
Yes.
And it's not in that way. But
and he was probably like, I think Amanda said this, like caught up in the moment, like sees her. I mean, how does everyone not like have a crush on Sierra? Like, it's pretty easy. And even the way Carl was like, you're a nurse. I know you're such a good person. I was like, he loves her.
I know. He
Like,
was
he loves her,
naming
Jesse
all
loves
of her
her.
great qualities. I know that's what Sarah also said that on Watch What Happens Live. She was like, look,
Yeah.
like he wasn't like you're hot. Like it was like he was
Right.
like
It was
nice that he like
genuine.
gave legitimate reasons of why he really likes her.
Right. And he made it like, well, obviously you're hot.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It's like that goes without saying. And
that
here's the
literally
other
goes without saying.
Here's the other things. So
It was sweet.
That was sweet. That was sweet.
And
yeah.
I think Sierra was really good, like thinking on her feet, being like, I don't know how Lindsay would feel about that. And being like,
Great
I've sworn
spin.
off men in the house.
Yeah, a great spin of like everyone, like we're really getting along with Lindsay right now, like
Right.
really not trying to
No need
stir
to mess that up.
Exactly. So, I think it must be coming to the end.
We have
Maybe
to be
a couple
close.
more episodes left before.
Yeah. They'll probably
before
get
the
to like
reunion.
Labor Day usually, and then
and then that's it. So, that's it for Summer House.
it's a lot.
Vanderpump Villa is now on Hulu. And there's been a lot of have you flowed about the wives and
I did
Villa?
back when I didn't flow about them with Villa, but
Okay.
I flowed them when Secret Lives first came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And now that we have them on
because I
Villa,
remember
and
the one who was the guy Demi's husband or someone was dating like somebody else. It was like,
Angie,
yes.
original Angie, from Salt Lake
City.
Housewives.
Yes. And I was like, what
Crazy. They're
Salt
obviously
Lake City.
all connected. Woof is right.
They all have hooked up with each other in that
100%. And they've even had like Lisa Barlow, they did a little crossover
Yeah.
on that like Sold on SLC show. Like there's a lot going on in Salt Lake, but I'm sad for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm saying now there was like I couldn't even follow with the wives went to the villa
And half of
there
them
was
are
like
fighting.
there was a alleged hookup I think with
one of the waiters.
guys and then
Yeah.
it went to social media and like things like got
Very
messy.
weird. And they were all there quote unquote celebrating Jen Affleck.
Right.
I'm assuming not coming back to the show because they're moving. But I think she's in all
I
the
think she
promo
is.
stuff.
No, she definitely is. She
Interesting.
definitely is.
It comes out like soon.
soon. Yeah.
That'll be a
know.
1 day watch for me.
And her and her husband was like commenting like love when the drama's not about us. Like I don't it was just I don't
yeah.
know. It's like,
For now, buddy.
Yeah. Well, just in between seasons, it was just like all of them got pregnant again. It was like, okay.
Literally, they were all at that like Hulu Get Real event, and they're all like holding their bellies.
like,
I'm like,
okay.
oh, here we go again,
Yep, here
round
we go,
400.
here we go,
And they're
exactly.
all like 24.
Yep. That's the way. That's the way.
Different over there in Salt Lake.
For sure it is. But Stassi is on Vanderpump Villa.
Yes,
And this
the return.
Yes. This scene has gone viral this week. And I guess she had talked about it when it had happened. Like she had talked about it on her podcast.
Right.
And has commented on it like since then. But there's this moment where birthday, she's activated, the whole thing.
Dark passenger.
And she is upset because she's upset about Beau's sister, Georgia, and their relationship.
Being
And
like a little too close.
yeah, that like it really did, and I think like it was maybe Schwartz, but I'm talking about Schwartz a lot. Or somebody like commented like
Highlight VIP
this-
of the
yeah,
episode.
this is really giving it's not about the pasta. Like
Yes.
it's not about the tattoo.
It's not about the tattoo.
It's not about the tattoo. And Stassi joked about that too. That it was like, oh, I know it's giving that, but it was deeper, I guess.
Deeper
for her
the launch pad for her to
yes.
like let out her feelings about the closeness of Beau and his
Yes.
sister.
So I guess Beau does have his sister's name tattooed on him, and then was like saying that he wouldn't get Stassi's name tattooed on him.
And Stassi being Stassi, she was like, I'm not having that.
Yeah. Like
That is
what the
weird.
fuck?
I'm your wife.
Yeah,
the
she's
mother
your
of your
sister.
children. She's
Yeah.
your sister, you freak.
And I think there's another element where I guess Beau was introduced to his sister later in life. I don't know what that exactly means or what that
Yeah.
timeline is.
I'm hoping.
I haven't watched the full episod.
Me neither.
But
we will.
But I did watch this clip. Stassi's talking to the
Yes.
other girls, and they're like, and it's Taylor Strecker,
yes.
and she's like, You know what they say is you meet a sibling later in life is like one of them has maybe too much love for the other.
Gag. It's giving White Lotus.
They're like, no.
Please no.
And they also, and then as she's talking, they kept cutting to Beau and Georgia like talking real close to each other.
Literally, it's weird.
Like, oh.
I'm hoping we get more of that situation on Stassi's new show about like Tayler and her like crew, like her actual friends, all the people who were at her wedding.
Yeah.
And obviously we won't get any Brittany and Jax on that, but hopefully we get more details there because Brittany was on Watch What Happens This Week and Andy asked her like, is Stassi still mad at you for not going to the wedding? And Brittany was like, no, we're cordial, but there's a lot that people don't know about
she was like,
it.
there's a lot that people still don't know about that.
And Andy was like, does it have to start with a J? And she was like, yes. So obviously it was a Jax thing. Somehow upset that Stassi was getting married probably and threw a fit and we know
also,
where that
like,
goes.
No, sorry to Stassi, but that is something where I'd be like, Thank
God
God they didn't come to the wedding.
Thank God. There was like 12 people there. Could you imagine if it was 14 and 2 of them were Jax and Brittany?
Right. That's just like, it's
crazy.
Like, no, be happy that they didn't go.
Maybe sad for Brittany because you were friends, but.
Or maybe it was like, right.
No
maybe
love lost on
Stassi
the
like
Jax
wanted
point.
Brittany to be like, Jax, you stay home, I'm going. Like, I don't know. That's hard to
like,
navigate.
I don't know the timing. Like, I don't know when Cruz came into the picture and all of that, but hopefully water under the bridge for the two of them now that Jax is out of the picture, gone-ish.
But I do not blame Stassi for like getting triggered about this.
Me neither.
Especially
that's the Stassi we know and love.
Exactly. And she joked that was like, drinking spritzes in the sun all day.
Right.
And then I'd be like, yeah, why the fuck won't you tattoo my name on you?
Seriously,
but you'll have
bitch.
your sister.
Aren't
we supposed to be married forever?
Aren't we supposed to be married? Remember these children that are upstairs? But I just am so happy that Stassi's back on our screens. And her and Lisa's friendship, seeing them do their little talks is just like so fun.
I know.
They have come so far.
I love that Harper loves Lisa Vanderpump too. Did you see Stassi
oh my God.
talking about them?
Obsessed. And the pictures of them like doing the promo, adorable.
It really is really, really cute. But yeah, you know what? I think like Stassi's joked about it now, being like, they're Italian, like blah, blah, blah. Classic Italians always love, as an Italian, I can say it.
Yep, with you right there.
Love using that excuse to be like, they got
oh,
a little too close. They're Italian.
They're
It's
Italian.
fine.
We're big family, you know.
They love kissing each other. It's, I get kissed on the mouth by all my old aunts and uncles, it's just
100%.
like part of it. But, I'm not getting my brother's name tattooed on me, and
definitely not.
And then not my
love you, Matt,
and not
but
my
no.
husband's.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
how about neither?
Yeah, neither is fine. But if anything, I would probably go husband
over brother. Yes, and we love our brothers.
Love my brother, but like no,
not happening.
It's far too close.
This is why we love Stassi. She always keeps us entertained.
Absolutely. The only thing we love as much as you guys, a delicious cocktail. And no one serves up real delicious drinks like Rumhaven. Rumhaven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for a clean and refreshing taste. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, refreshing. Enjoy Rumhaven straight over ice with a splash of club soda or your favorite juice. I love a rum punch, and we are getting into that time where you can sit outside, make a beautiful cocktail. I'll maybe bring it up to my roof, enjoy a nice rum punch with the Rumhaven, that beautiful real coconut water. I like to do orange juice and pineapple juice, mix it all up together. It's delicious. So head to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to learn more. Real Housewives of Miami is coming back.
Finally.
Thank God. It feels like it's been really long.
Feels like years.
Yeah.
Literally.
I can't wait. The trailer just dropped. They're traveling all over. It's like an international season.
It's amazing. And one of them being a Virgin cruise is just top notch. Smarketing in my book.
Can't wait to see how much of
the branding
is seen in the background all the time of them doing that. But
it looks good.
It does look good. It looks like they're kind of back in a groove.
Right. There's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Yes.
Like they just seem to be like fighting it out as normal, being friends as normal, and like going through life, which is kind of a fun season to have.
I know. I like that too because it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's Larsa and Marcus drama because like they broke up and got back together like 50 times. And Lisa's done, but now like Lisa's new boyfriend maybe seems a little sketchy.
Sketch in like the business department, and then like Lisa and Larsa were so close, but now Larsa's judging Lisa for that. And then of course we have the Alexia and Todd of it all. Right,
like they seemed like they were splitting up, but then now we see like. There's just pictures of them on the beach.
2 days ago.
Yeah. So very recent pictures of them on the beach.
Feels very convenient to do that the week the trailer is dropping.
Right. And when hearing like Marisol be like, there's a bad version of her with Todd.
Which is sad.
Not good.
Because we love Marisol.
Yeah.
And I love their friendship.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. I know. Do not want to get in between them. And I'm very interested to see if there wasn't really anything in the trailer about it. But I'm interested to see what goes down with Julie and Adriana because they were like sisters, besties, always had each other back. And now they're like, I think I saw an interview with Julia recently or something.
I saw that too. I can't picture where it was, but she definitely said something.
It seemed like it was maybe on a carpet or something.
Maybe it was a carpet.
My guess where they were like, oh, we're not like on speaking terms right now.
Which is crazy. Adriana wasn't even in the trailer. So
barely.
Interesting.
Which, she has her funny moments.
Yeah, we really just need her singing Faya. Yeah. And we're good.
Like, she has her funny moments, and it is definitely more like friend of energy.
Major friend of. Hopefully Kiki is more in the mix this year.
Yeah, because all like, there was also so much stupid
so much stupid
Adriana
stuff
did that I'm like, oh, and like
it was like she was trying,
little
but some
off
of
color
so
from time
good.
to time,
like the injured ankle. There's such good stuff there that we will forever be thankful for her for.
Totally,
but then like
like the comments about like Alexia's design. It's like
not happening.
You're gonna lose us there.
Yep.
You're gonna lose.
You've
us
lost
there.
us.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she was like boxed out a little bit because that was like the season before. I was like, ooh.
And maybe maybe she kind of woke up to that. Yeah. Was like, she's a little problematic.
Yeah, definitely. But that's coming at June, I think, right?
June 11th, I think. Can't wait. Thank you. Bravo.
That is going to be great. That is going to be great. I know. I'm excited. There's going to be some good.
Because we have Atlanta right now, but like to only have one housewife going on is like
I know. I feel like that rarely happens.
Rare.
I feel like there's always at least two happening.
But Atlanta's carrying. So.
But then I think they decided that right, and I think like because the Valley has been so crazy,
why force it?
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly. Why? Like let's have everyone watch Tuesday nights for the Valley.
1,000%.
They absolutely will tune in. Okay, moving out of the Bravo world. Kelly Keeks was on with us on Wednesday, and we were going in deep, and Kelly cracks me up because she loves to not like take the opposite opinion of the world.
Little devil's advocate.
Yes. And I feel like she's been cracking me up because she was like, I don't know. She sounds like we're talking about Jordon, Hudson, and Bill Belichick, and she's like, I know. I don't know. I feel like maybe she's just a savvy businesswoman.
Oh.
And you know what?
Love that for Kelly.
Kelly was cracking me up because she retweeted the Post article about allegedly Jordon had bought all these properties.
Crazy.
And it was like, oh, so she's just making great real estate moves.
I love it. She's a Jordon defender. I'm kind of obsessed with that.
I know, which is really, really funny. So, okay. First of all, she posted on Instagram being like, statement to come. She hasn't put anything out.
Weird.
Bill had said something, but now there's more
stuff happening. Very like controlling energy stuff.
Very like I am going to take advantage of this
senior
relationship, relationship that I'm in right now. And she's 24 years old. At the time, she's probably like 23. And right after they started dating, she apparently bought multiple properties in Massachusetts.
Multi-million-dollar properties.
Yes, like all in the
same. Get her on Selling Sunset.
Yeah, like all in the same like week.
Literally. All in like the Boston area.
Which how do you even do?
And obviously I would assume people are like, is it Bill's money?
Has to be.
And well, this is complicated for our friendship.
I bet you it's coming from Bill Belichick Enterprises, which I think
LLC. Maybe
she's running Bill Belichick Enterprises,
which is crazy.
Right.
But I already have a complicated relationship with Bill Belichick as a diehard Giants fan, which is complicated for us for other reasons.
Of course. But we can bond on that.
We can bond on that. That is a bond for us, and it's
a disdain for Bill Belichick.
We're aligned there.
Yes.
And this whole thing is just making it even like, it's not worse. It's just like sad. I'm like, is he all right?
I thought
it's giving no.
It's really not. And no, I'm thinking she has access to the Bill Belichick Enterprises checkbook.
Has to.
And those checks are being written, mortgages, and
the copywriting.
Totally. I think she must be selling this all to Bill as like, I'm running your business. I'm making business moves.
Right. You coach, I business.
I'm gonna become a landlord. I'm gonna rent out these properties. She's got because it's not like she's living in them. They're apartment built. Now she's turned them into apartments.
I would assume they will always have a place like in Boston or Massachusetts, but isn't he moving south for his new
let me tell you,
job?
Yeah, UNC.
The questions are questioning.
UNC must be like,
yeah, we've got something coming our way.
We made a mistake.
We have made a mistake.
We have made a mistake. I think she'll have a headset on the sidelines.
In like a Tar Heel blue legging.
Yeah. Oh, she'll rock that Tar Heel blue. Honestly,
a little Argyle for the basketball. Like she's gonna own it, and I'm okay with that for her.
Tar Heel blue is gonna look really nice on her. She has dark hair.
Dark hair. It's kind of a perfect. She could just do like Tar Heel blue nails for the whole season.
It's gonna be a good color for her for sure.
She's gonna start painting the houses Tar Heel blue in Boston.
No, I don't know what is going on. And maybe like for the first time ever, Noah was like talking about Belichick in a way that was like not positive Patriot fan.
I'm a Patriot fan.
Yeah.
So, my mic's not even on.
Oh, there you go.
I'm a Patriot
Welcome
fan.
to the show.
Hey, Noah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like indefensible at some point.
100%. But it probably makes you sad too. Like
it's just like
is he good?
It's like anyone after their career. Like it's like kind of I'm not putting it on the same level as Kanye, but it's like you just ruined your whole legacy.
Yeah,
like,
right. You're just making it worse.
Like this is what people are talking about now.
He could have just retired and happily just like moved into the non-spotlight, but some people just need it.
I know, and I saw clips of. I think it was Edelman's podcast, and they were like, he was defending. Yeah, he's like, it's not that big of a deal. She's his publicist, blah, blah, blah. It's what publicists do. I'm like,
she's 24.
Like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it is a publicist's job
do.
to chime in an interview if something comes up that they like don't want to talk about, but you're not dating your publicist.
And
that's what
don't chime in is about us.
Yeah.
Like that was when it was weird.
Right. Like maybe she was doing her job as a publicist, but let's not forget, like they are still dating, and apparently she wasn't introduced in that capacity, and she's trademarking like 19 different Bill Belichick phrases,
coaching phrases, and ones that are like extremely generic.
Yeah.
Did you see what Charles Barkley said?
She's laughing all the way to the bank.
She really is.
Charles Barkley,
tell us.
I guess they've been like really good friends. I kind of forgot about that, but
Charles Barkley and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, for a while.
Not Charles and Jordan.
No, that's what he said for a while. But he was like, I'm worried. Like, I'm going to call him and like make sure he's okay because he's like, I don't like to talk about people's personal lives, but like this is getting to a point where like, I need to like
and it's fully
him.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It really is. I saw, so they were talking about it on the Unnamed show this morning, which is Dave's show that he does with Kirk Minahan and Ryan Whitney. And they're all Boston guys. And Kirk has no problem being like, no, this is past, we've reached levels of insanity.
Sanity is gone.
And Dave's like trying to walk this tightrope of like, I know it's nuts, but I don't want to say anything too bad about Jordon. He's like, look, like I'm gonna see them this summer in Nantucket.
100%.
I'm not trying to run into them while I'm trying to buy my watermelon at shop.
Literally, it's like a personal battle for him.
Yeah. So he just like kept chiming in, being like, Jordon, I don't co-sign that.
Yeah. FYI, see you in June.
I know, because I mean Jordon probably sees everything.
For sure.
And I'm sure she sees everybody talking about it. But
hi, Jordon, if you see this.
Jordon, maybe she is a savvy businesswoman, but she's a savvy businesswoman taking advantage of another man's money.
Yeah.
And
he's like,
man.
what, 70?
He's almost 80, 79 years old.
No, I think he's 74.
I thought he was 79.
No, I think he's 74. Not that makes it much better. But
No.
He's in his 70s.
He's 73.
Young pup.
Oh my God. He's got years. He's so young. Never mind.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
73, forget it. He's good. Take the money. No.
Take the money. Go ahead, Jordon.
Wait, and then I thought this was really interesting. So on a clip from Edelman's podcast, they have him, that was what he was saying. Publicists jump in. That's normal.
Right.
Nikki Glazer commented,
love her.
100% this. She's acting as his publicist. Publicists do this during interviews. People are out for blood. And then apparently Bill's daughter-in-law commented back to Nikki and said, publicists act in a professional manner and don't storm off set delaying an interview.
Wow.
Yikes.
And that's like the one comment we've gotten from any of his. Because I keep going back to like, he's not this man that has been living, like that has no family, that like is nobody in his corner. Like he has children.
And
that are probably like,
also,
yes.
I think they're like our age.
They're older than we are.
Yeah.
He's famous for like his whole career, like not answering any questions. And now he's like, he needs someone else to speak up for him to be like, don't talk about that. Like, why can't he just be I don't want to talk about that?
It's so his old personality to be like, don't ask me that.
Yeah.
It's so, it's just Jordon. I think Jordon has come in and been like, hey, this is how we're doing things. I'm taking over.
I'm the new
I'm
generation.
running the show. I'm going to manage this for you.
Crazy.
I mean,
I'm ready for it to keep going.
Wasn't Belichick taking this job in the first place as so that he could open the door for his son to become the coach of UNC?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, where's he?
Where's him?
Yeah. Where's he?
He should be the publicist.
There's like 2 brothers, I think. I think there's and a I know there's definitely a daughter and
there's a lot of
maybe
family
3
going
kids,
on.
4 kids.
Crazy.
Which is like, I'm like, what is that family group chat like right now?
A disaster.
Dad?
No, they're kicking out Bill probably.
Yeah.
Dad, WTF.
Dad,
Like
what?
Thanksgiving this year? Like,
I know. He
should-
must just be ignoring
We
them.
need like Netflix cameras on that or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's Jordan
Yes,
probably
yes.
sell
Maybe
it.
Jordon will want to do a reality show.
I
yeah, he has 2 kids,
too,
a daughter
right?
and a son.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Crazy.
Because
Why not?
but let me tell you, scratching your head when you see all these moves she's making with, I'm sorry, no one at that age, unless you were from a very like generationally wealthy family.
Right. Or like a big real estate family.
Yeah, like you got a trust fund set up somewhere.
Totally.
That you're buying multiple properties in the same week.
Like maybe one.
And the banks letting you do that.
Right. Which makes it clear that it is
Right.
BB Enterprise.
Right. Like the bank is like, oh, you're good for it.
You're good for it. He's good
Yeah,
for it.
because it's not.
I'm
her
surprised
money.
that they're not married
But it's
yet.
all under. It must be under her name.
Has to be.
Oh,
well,
my
I saw
Lord.
something.
Yeah,
that
she's
there
probably
was, like,
signing.
But yeah, she's just taking
Yeah,
his hand. No,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, at this point, it's like she's handing him documents. She's got one hand over the top, and then she's just sign on
sign
the
here,
bottom.
honey.
Just sign on the bottom. It's
a little Joe Giudice action.
It's like you don't need to know what's going on the top part of this page.
Oof.
So I don't
Makes
know.
me a little nervous.
It really, really does. I'm sure. We're still waiting for this statement, right?
Yes.
I think that someone must have like got in the way and been like, you can whatever you're about to release.
That
you
35-minute
cannot
video
release.
cannot
Like,
be released.
we are done with statements.
Yeah.
We're actually going
Yeah.
back to the old ways of Bill saying no.
Yeah.
Or like UNC or someone had to step in and be like, stop. Like you
Right.
can't
No,
do
they
this.
have
Or they're
to.
like, let me read it. And she's
all
like,
the
oh.
all the sources were like, UNC quote does not feel great about
Like, do you think that
about
Bill,
this CBS interview.
like she told Bill she was gonna post that email? Like,
I don't know.
or
I
did
don't
she just
know.
screenshot his email like and just post it?
I
Without
don't
Like the
know.
fact that she, as publicist, has
Yeah.
access to his email
Yeah,
is
yeah.
also crazy.
It's just
Yeah.
It's spiraling.
Yeah. Yep. Not good. It
Not
really is
great.
not good. On a lighter note in love, these two, Kylie and Timothée Chalamet, Kylie
More
Jenner.
sports love.
Yep. We're at the Lakers game, and they seem like they were having such a cute. They're so cute.
They are so cute. I'm sad for Club Chalamet, but like it's happening. Like they are in love. Lean in.
Did Club post anything about
I
the
don't know.
Lakers photos?
I hope-
love when
I
when
thought she was on hiatus.
well, she did
Those-
say she was taking
those
a little
photos
bit of
are
a
gonna
break
send her
on
over the edge,
Twitter,
yeah.
but no,
the
they look.
pictures-
They sound like they look like they were having a blast. I love seeing Kylie
have fun.
smile.
Smile. I know.
Does that sound so
Is
ridiculous?
the bar so low?
Like, yeah, right. I was like, I don't know.
I agree. And like laugh
Like,
and like
laugh?
not care.
Yeah.
Like she was
Yeah.
just vibing. He actually looks really cute. Like he was in like a bit of a weird post Bob Dylan phase. But he looked like more put together and normal and cute.
And the other one was the ping pong movie he just did.
Yeah.
That's when he had that bad facial hair.
Questionable facial hair.
Yeah, it was like a goatee thing going. So
but
he's starting to look more like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it is funny because I know she's on the reality show and we see like parts of her and whatnot. Yeah. And I'm just like, but seeing her laugh at a game, I'm like, oh.
Love. And we know the Kardashian Jenners love basketball.
They do. They do.
But that was just nice.
I was a little surprised to see
Corey
Timothée.
Gamble was also next to them. Did you see?
Courtney was?
No, Corey Gamble.
Oh, Corey Gamble.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously
That's so funny.
Corey Gamble.
Him getting cropped out of every picture.
Yeah.
Corey Gamble will not miss a VIP event.
Was he in a silk set?
Probably.
Yeah. If there is a courtside, box seats, any sort of event that he can be at, he'll be there.
He's there. And you know what?
That's how
Good
he
for
made
him.
it to Kris Jenner. Is that, he was one of those guys that just like
and now
knew
he
everyone.
gets to just like do it.
And everyone was
himself.
like, what does he do?
It was
He'll
funny,
definitely be at the Met Gala.
I saw a video of them walking onto the court, and they both, like, Timothée Chalamet dapped up Zach Bia, like, walking on. And I'm like, now they're, like, friends because, like, he's in that world now.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, it's so
Gets
good.
whiteboard.
It's so good. I know. And Timothy is Timothy is a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Correct.
He's going to, like, every playoff game.
Yeah, he went to Detroit. He was courtside in Detroit.
Like full merch.
Oh yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
he was thriving, which we
yeah.
love that for him. Go Knicks.
So I think he's just really like enjoying
he's just there.
playoff basketball.
And
I'd go too, if I could have Lakers.
I would
courtside.
imagine any Kardashian Jenner adjacent person, they can just say we'd like to be courtside for tonight, and they're like done
for sure. That has got to be an easy. And you see his Kobe shirt he was wearing?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
cool. I liked the
that
Kobe.
for him.
I liked the Kobe shirt. I felt like that was the perfect way to be like,
mutual respect.
yeah, I'm at a Lakers game. I'm not like in a Lakers jersey.
Right.
I'm a Knicks fan.
I'm a Knicks fan,
you
but
know,
respect to the GOAT for sure.
Exactly. But no, love seeing those two out. The last topic is Shailene Woodley and Lucas Bravo, who we honestly have not talked about these two at all being a couple on this show because I was like, when I saw
confirmed.
rumblings.
Yeah.
But I feel like they make sense in their like granola
artsy
art lifestyle.
Yes,
you know
that is exactly what those pictures that Lucas posted showed. I think they're at Stagecoach or something. Maybe
they weren't even at Slab City.
Oh.
Where the hell is that? California?
No idea. Maybe I just assumed it was Stagecoach.
No, because they were like they were at
vibes.
it looked like a concert.
But I mean, talking about an upgrade from Aaron Rodgers, but
yes,
Bar is low.
bar was low. But and I love Gabriel, of course, on Emily in Paris.
Yes,
but it just seems not so random, but a little random to those who aren't as tuned in to this world as we are.
Totally. I think it's like one of those things where you see and you're like, oh, what?
Okay. How did they meet?
How did that become a thing? I mean, I think it's the same kind of situation what we were talking about on Wednesday with BJ Novak and Delaney Rowe.
Yeah,
that's like
wild.
Then you're like, what? But then you're like, oh, I don't know. They're writers.
They're writers, and I think they're
funny.
working on a show together or something.
Yeah, like this is the same kind of thing. Lucas is he's French.
He's French.
You know, I feel like that's a good. She needs maybe like a European.
Yeah, I love that for her.
Yeah,
I think
like,
they work.
I think they do.
He's
too.
very like scruffy now and stuff too.
And I feel like when she dated Aaron Rodgers, he was also very scruffy at that time.
Maybe she has that effect on people. Just let it grow.
Really like want to head into the desert and do like ayahuasca.
But I think she was like really beaten up about that breakup with Aaron.
Yeah.
So it's nice that she's like happy again.
I think it's a good fit for sure.
And I think I might be wrong on this. I think she's signed on for the next season of Paradise. With
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah.
Which
I thought you meant Bachelor in Paradise for a second, and I was very
honestly,
confused.
my brain
That would
went
be
there
hilarious.
too, and I was like, in what capacity?
her and Lucas are bartenders.
Yes, in Paradise. Oh yes.
Yeah, in
on
Paradise.
the Hulu show.
Yeah. So like I think she's
I
like
love that.
back in action.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
happy in love acting.
Yeah, and I feel like they're
Maybe she'll be an Emily in Rome.
around. I feel like they're around like similar ages, which is good too. Because I'm always like checking
helpful.
people's age. I'm like,
Me too.
How
Well,
old is this guy?
Considering
Yeah.
the conversation this
Exactly.
followed.
Right? You just like have to really follow along with what's going on. But I thought the pictures were really sweet, and I'm
Me
like
too.
glad.
And
I love
very
when people
like
can,
natural.
Yeah, exactly. Slab City looks like a really interesting place.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I've looked at the pictures. It's like a lot of I don't know.
I thought that was
is.
like a caption, like they were like Slab City.
No,
like,
there's like it's like a big
making
like
up
goddess
names.
love. It like looks very religious.
Oh,
But then there was also a country like a concert that they were at too.
well, it's nice to have something in common, I guess.
Oh, it's like a commune.
Oh boy,
Hmm.
maybe it's
Slab
for,
City is also called the Slabs.
undercover for a
This is
documentary
so-
she's gonna
yeah.
produce.
This is so Shailene Woodley
it's
though.
so Shailene.
An unincorporated, off-the-grid alternative lifestyle community.
It wrote itself.
That doesn't sound.
No, thank you to
No.
that for us, but good for her.
Wow.
Slab City.
Some call Slab City the last free place, attracted by no-cost camping and supposed self-government.
Self-government. Yikes.
This is. I mean, look. If you Google Slab City, the people also ask questions are so funny. Is Slab City free to live? How do people in Slab
Free.
City get water? Is Slab City still lawless?
Oh, lawless? What are they doing there?
I know. Is Slab City actually lawless? Technically, the laws of California do apply. However, the city
Thank
has a
goodness.
reputation for having very little government involvement.
Shailene was like, done, sold, moving.
Yeah, local police may have jurisdiction, but they don't appear to get involved often.
May
according to
have
people
is
who have visited.
crazy.
The cops are like, yeah, we really don't want to get involved.
You guys keep doing your thing.
You guys keep doing whatever you want to do.
Interesting.
Wow, that is so interesting.
Do
Yeah.
they live
Yeah.
there?
Slab City is known for attracting people who want to live outside mainstream society.
That's.
So
Now
Shailene
they're-
Woodley was like, this is where we're going.
She was like, after Aaron Rodgers, like, get me out of here.
yeah, I'm done. She was always kind of like that too. And maybe Lucas Bravo was like, I'm fucking done. They keep ruining Gabriella.
Literally.
in Paris.
But and thank
I'm
goodness, no offense,
disappearing.
but like Camille is not coming back. Thank God.
I know.
Like-
but at the same time, I'm just like,
The spiral of it
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Now what?
right. What's he gonna do now?
What's he gonna do now?
I think
show
he
up
was
in Rome
so
like
fed up with the character too.
100%.
Like I think when you're just like when you hate the moves your character makes so much, it's hard.
It's
like,
hard.
this man has made the wrong move at every turn.
right. And I guess spoiler alert, but like he got his Michelin star. Like they should
Yeah.
have just ended his character
I know,
too
really.
and moved
I know,
on to
I know,
Rome with
I
new
know.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I still love Emily.
Because then it's like they want to keep it going on, and I feel like they wanted it almost like a big type situation where like no matter what, it's like always big.
gonna come back.
But I'm like, Gabrielle does not have that pull.
No.
He does not have that pull.
Mr. Big.
Although there are every single time he does kind of come back, I'm like, oh, I kind of hope.
I'm
he
like,
comes back.
oh, is it gonna work this time? Definitely not.
No.
Because we're trained with Carrie and Big.
Yeah.
It never works
And
really.
it
but
never works, and I
It
hope
does
she
just
ends up
keep
with
you
this
wanting it.
Italian handsome man.
Yeah, I forget his name, but
I do too, but I just remember being Italian and handsome.
and like part of like a cashmere empire or something.
Yes,
Love
yes,
him.
yes. They were debating like selling to some big
Yes.
fashion house or
yeah.
whatever it was.
And she
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
like the hometown and the countryside of Italy.
Yep.
I'm in for next
Sold.
season.
Sold. Whatever yeah, exactly. But like keep the French out of it.
Yeah, then we're done. Emily in Paris
We're
had its
done.
run.
Exactly.
The French, you go along with
We'll
that.
continue to move to different cities.
Love it.
That wraps up the topics.
We did it.
We did it. Abby, thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Fran. This was
stepping
so
in.
fun.
This was so much fun. Tell everyone where they can follow you just so they
Yes.
can make sure they're locked into what you're doing.
100%. I'm at Abbey Bonadies across everywhere, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, flowing, all the things. I'll be doing
Amazing.
tons of coverage for Met Gala. So
Good. So everyone can follow you. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, Chicks in the Office will be covering as well. But
Fran will
me
be busy.
personally, I'll be hosting the red carpet at the Bet Gala.
Yeah, so we've got you covered for Met and Bet.
yeah
We've
All-
got it all across the
things,
board.
all things. Make sure you get your 2 screens going.
Yeah, exactly. At least 2.
Yeah, at least. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This interview is brought to you by Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Armani Beauty is renowned for award-winning products that are a must-have in your makeup routine. Armani Beauty believes in enhancing your natural beauty, giving you that lit from within glow. Developed with the same award-winning technology as the iconic Luminous Silk Foundation, this complexion holy grail is beloved by celebs like Sydney Sweeney and Sadie Sink. The Luminous Silk Concealer is a multi-purpose, lightweight, hydrating and blurring all-day wear concealer that conceals, smooths, and brightens skin. It provides weightless, medium buildable coverage, delivering a flawless, luminous finish that feels like your skin. Its formula lives up to the hype with ingredients like glycerin, caffeine, and vitamin E to hydrate, decrease under-eye puffiness, and awaken skin appearance while reducing the look of dark circles and fine lines. With 21 shades, Luminous Silk Concealer's diverse range ensures you'll find the perfect match for your complexion, whether you're looking to conceal, highlight, or contour. I love the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I use it every day. I have it on right now. Perfect concealer for me. I love having a couple different shades depending on what I want to do. So like under my eye, I go a little bit lighter than when I'm concealing in different spots of my face. You can shop your perfect shade now at Sephora. So make sure you get your Armani Luminous Silk Concealer at Sephora. All right, everyone. We are here with two very special guests. We have Ashley and Tayler from unknown season of Temptation Island. We were just debating if, because it's had a new rebrand almost on Netflix, and it's like season 1. We're gonna maybe like stick to season 1. And sorry to all those that weren't on it, but ladies, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Super excited. I met Ria and I actually got to meet Ashley down in Florida when we were down doing a little event in Fort Lauderdale. And I kind of felt like I was already jumping like into the show, like right
I forgot about that part
right away.
Oh, no.
Which was why it was so funny. Like I was like, oh my god, this is like real life. We'll get to it, but you guys are spending a little bit of time in New York. How are you feeling? Do you guys love New York?
I love New York. Every time I come here, I'm only here for a few days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's just something in the air. I feel like I can only stay for a few days at a time, but I do love being here.
Yes, I feel so inspired. You can just sit outside and people watch, and people are just serving love.
That is
just
true.
on the street. I'm like, I'm here for it.
That is true, especially now when the weather starts to get a little bit nicer. Mm-hmm. The outfits are out. Like that is kind of my favorite thing is when I walk around to be like, wow, that's a choice.
Interesting. Sure.
Yeah, but it makes it so much fun. And you're right, when it's only for like a few days, I think the like New York stays very romanticized. Mm-hmm. And then like when you're here for a few months, it's probably like, oh,
yeah,
okay, maybe
yeah,
maybe this subway station is a little gross.
Oh, we've avoided the subway. We're not going there, but we tried.
Yesterday I typed in subway and it took us to the Subway sandwich shop. So I said, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there's also a lot of those.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those too. So take you in the wrong direction. But now that the show has it's been over for a little bit of time now, you guys have maybe attempted to get back to normal life. Do you feel like you've done it yet or no?
I feel like I've been living in a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like I'm not comprehending what's happening in my life. Like even like being here right now, I feel like what's happening.
No, well, it's great to have you guys.
1000%. I feel like when the show was released to now, it's been such a dream, but it was like that interim period of wrapping the show in like 7 months of just sitting around being like, oh, what did we do?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and the 7 months in between seems like it could have been its own show again.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
For her.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, well, it's just like that in between time is just so crazy because I want to go back to really why you guys decided to go on a reality show like this in the first place. Like, what were those conversations like with your then partners before when you're like, you know what? Temptation Island.
I feel like I don't even know your conversations. So.
Yeah, I feel like our stories are very different because they were in the pool like 2 weeks before we flew out. Tayler and I were there for months going through the interview process, but we were already in the database, long story short, for another show. And this one came a year later and we were like, still on the rocks, like our relationship still sucked. So we were like, okay, yeah, this is probably something we need to do. So my woo-woo self was asking for signs from the universe and grounding and all that stuff. And things just kept happening and aligning. And so I was like, okay, we're doing it. So it was kind of like a weird experience as a whole.
Did it feel like one of you wanted to do it more than the other?
Yes, at first. I was really hesitant. I brought the idea to Tayler and because I was the one that was contacted. Okay. And he was like, yes, absolutely. And then once it got like real and it was legitimately a couple weeks before we flew out, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. But we did it, obviously, anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Ashley?
So I feel like obviously everyone looks at this situation, they're like, who the fuck would go on this show? But the people going on the show are people that are questioning the relationship already. Like, it's not like we went into this and we're like, hell yeah, we're gonna like kick ass and leave together. At least my relationship. I had a friend casting for the show. I saw him posting it for months. A bunch of my friends are from older reality TV shows. My best friend has gone through the process of like interviewing for it. And I was like, she went through like months and months of interviews for it and then didn't get on. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then my friend posted like, last call, Temptation Island, still looking for couples. It's going to be on Netflix. And I was like, fuck it, just submit us. And my friend knew me and Grant. And so he was like, you guys would be perfect.
Right.
We had been on and off. We had just recently got back together. And I just was like, I don't know. He is so good at words. So I was like, there's just something, like, I can't trust him. Like, this is the perfect opportunity. Let's run it. Let's test it out. And we got into the pool, like she said, like 2 weeks before. They're like, all right, you're flying out to Hawaii. And so we didn't even, it was my idea. Grant didn't really want to do it at first. And I was like, let's make the decision once we know if we got on. And then it just all happened so fast. And once they were like, all right, you're on, we were like, okay, we're going. Like, it wasn't a question at that point. So there really wasn't a conversation. It just all happened so fast.
Right. And then it's just like, you don't even have the time to really sit down with your partner to be like, wait, let's slow it down for a second. Is this a good idea?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that does make sense. That is crazy. I'm so, like, the ins and outs of it are so fascinating to me because you guys get there, you meet each other, you see all the other couples. What's your immediate reaction looking at all the other couples? Are you trying to like see, oh, I think we're stronger than those two look, or how like do you guys like what's the initial judgment like?
But they also like kept us on ice for a lot of the time, so it's like we couldn't really talk to each other. We saw
we would see each other and be like, that's the other couple. Like, that's another couple. They had a fifth couple, like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. Whatever. They had a reserve couple. If any of us bailed, I guess. So I would have been pissed.
I mean, they do it on Love Island, where it's like they'll fly people out, and then if it just so happens that the time for a new bombshell doesn't come, like, then they just don't end up on the show.
That sucks.
Yikes.
But free vacation, I guess.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it's yes. But I always say that. I always think that too. I'm like, oh, well, at least they're, in, like, it's UK, they're like in South Africa or Mallorca or Fiji. You guys are in Hawaii. But you're not really allowed to do that much.
No.
Like, you kind of have to stay where you're at.
Gave us room keys to leave.
Right, like, they don't want you
They took
going
the phones.
out there.
We were just literally sitting in the room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I remember walking past you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did, like, because you were blonde at the time, I was like, how did they cast two very similar couples?
And we joke that Grant is like 1.0 and Tayler is 2.0. Like, Grant's definitely the worst, but like Tayler is a lessened version in a way.
That also cracks me up because I do think there's something so funny with blondes where, like, when there's another blonde in the room, they're like, there's another blonde.
Yes.
But there's like so many, I don't know if brunettes are just like there's more brunettes or like more, but like when there's like blonde, they're like clocked.
Yeah.
That's the other blondes.
And we were like blonde hair, blue eyes, literally.
They would pull us when we were all in groups and be like, you guys need to change. You look the same on camera.
Right.
now.
You got to be in like different stuff. Yeah. That makes sense. Right? Like, okay, so then you guys, you're in the show, you separate from your partners, you're in this house, you have all these new guys. As a viewer, it's hard to remember all the names of these guys. Was it hard for you guys to remember some of them?
I didn't know who any of these men were for the first, like, I don't know, week.
Yeah.
I'm really
There's
good
a lot
at
of
names.
them.
I'm really good at names.
No,
Yeah. So I could rattle off, but I have bartender mentality, but it's all good.
What is the energy like from the guys right away? Because it's a weird thing where, like, they're brought in to be tempting, but some of them seem like they do not care at all. So how do you like read these guys when you go in?
I think they immediately read our vibe. We were down bad.
Yeah.
Like
It
bad.
was stale.
I feel very bad for them for the first few days. So we ended up having like a mixer that first night that didn't air
because it was so bad.
We were just like crying.
Crashing
These
out.
Why are we doing this? These poor
Crashing out.
men are trying to get to know us, ask us questions, and I'm like I know me. I'm sure the scenes were just me being like, yeah, cool. So where are you from?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
right.
I live in Florida.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So who tried the most, like right off the bat, do you think?
Cute.
Yikes.
Like, do some of them come on too strong?
I don't know. That's hard. I kind of had a little love triangle for a minute there with my triple C's. It was Case, Chris, and Cody.
Some might call that a square.
Yeah. Well, you have to count yourself.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was literally like, what?
No, there's still 3.
yes.
Okay, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Math.
Math is hard sometimes, but yeah. So they were respectful. I think the most aggressive was definitely Cody.
Yeah.
But Case was like a little sweet baby bird, and then Chris was just like happy to be there. So very different vibes, but they were all really respectful in our house and let us go through the process and tried to support us. But there's some things that obviously weren't aired.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, nothing, at least for me. I mean, obviously you said whoever, there's just other situations with other people, but my suitors were very respectful.
Right.
Suitors.
Okay.
Yep.
Respectful.
Our gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it just seemed like, I forget which one it was, but maybe one of those guys
Yeah.
that like left and then came back.
That's sweet baby bird Case.
Yeah. Right. Which is like such an interesting phenomenon in reality TV. I was like, wow, normally they don't let you just pop off and then pop back in.
Yeah, there's some tea, but
Yeah. That whole situation was crazy. And then Logan being like, yeah, bro, yeah, go do it. Go.
Yeah, right.
Like gaslighting him. He was like, I'm doing it. I'm like,
You're like, it's totally time for you to leave.
Yeah.
I think.
Logan didn't think you would actually leave, though.
Yeah.
We did have that conversation.
Yeah.
hilarious.
When you go to your first bonfire, is your like heart just like in your asshole? Like, how do you feel?
I was fully having a panic attack. Like, the producers were scared for me. They had to show me the clip first because I was freaking. I was like
shaking.
mute. I was shaking.
Yeah.
Because I knew, which like the first bonfire I didn't, and then I lost my mind when I saw the first clip because it was nothing.
Right.
Like, I was like, it could go one way or another, and they gave me a clip of him saying, yeah, I just don't know if we're meant to be. I'm like, isn't that the whole fucking concept of being here? Yeah. Like, who picked this clip?
What's worse, getting a nothing clip like that or getting like a full-blown your boyfriend's making out with somebody clip?
Oh, I got both.
Yeah, I literally,
We both, yeah.
I think the first one was worse because
because you're like, this can't be it.
The moment we
like, you're not
separated,
telling me
I
something.
knew. Like, I knew how it was going to play out for me. And I think I knew that going into it. And I just, like, needed to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, but I was, like, way more nervous for the first, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The first one was, I was just pissed. I was like, who gave me this clip?
Right.
Who picked this?
Because it's like, there's so much time. So you're like, okay, this is 15 seconds. Like, what else?
Like, I knew him. I was
happening?
like, there's no way you couldn't have
Right.
given me something more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you got some good advice from our guy Mark Wahlberg? Because I actually think he has a lot of wisdom.
Yes. I mean, honestly, he was really there for me when I had my little minty bee at the second bonfire. And I really appreciated that. And he has this dad aura in the best way.
Yeah.
And when Case came back and, he did literally tear up and was like crying with me. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, this is for real. And he was very sweet. So yes, for me.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I just was not in a place after every bonfire or like during every bonfire to be receiving of his
100%.
advice and questions.
That's fair, because I do think he it is very dad-like,
Yeah.
where it's like, I know you're hurting, but here's the hard truth.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is not, Dad, not what I want to hear right now.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. I think maybe from watching it, it's like, oh, yes. That's what she, like, tell her. That's what she needs to hear.
But being in the seat, different.
Totally different feeling. How familiar were you guys with the full format of the show before you went on? Like, had you seen it? Like, did you know about, like, the what do they call it when you go into the other little hideaway?
I knew
Temptation Haven and, like, the light. Like, did you guys know about all these things?
That was new. I don't think
They had other, I don't remember what it was.
They may
But
have
had
called it something else, but they did
Yeah.
something another season with the light. And
Yeah. I had a friend on season 1.
Okay.
So I knew. I hadn't watched it until I started interviewing, and then I started watching her season, and I was like, okay. Well, it was like exactly what I expected it to be. But again, I started interviewing late in the process. I knew what it was.
Yeah.
You already
Pretty
had a feeling,
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little different for me because they could tell I was a little hesitant going through the interview process, and they said that there was going to be a lot of things there that did not happen. So, like, workshops, therapy, they were like, we don't want you to come on this show just to break up with one another. We want to give you tools and all this stuff. We got on there, and I was like, ain't no tools in this situation.
Yeah.
It was, so.
They're looking for as much drama as possible, really. I mean, I'm impressed that any couple can make it through that show if they even really can, or even, like, get it to that point. Obviously things happen after, or even when people leave or don't leave together, but as, like, those conversations you're having in the house, like, that light turns on, what are you guys feeling?
Immediate. No, I was like, that's Grant.
Yeah.
No, like, immediate. It did not bother me, really, I feel.
But it was Tyler the first time.
For 2 seconds, and then it was Grant.
Yeah.
Because remember, it went, I don't know how it aired, but the first night it went off 2 different times.
Yeah.
So I was like, so someone just went in,
Right.
Yeah.
checked it out, and then I was like, the person that's fucking in there, it's Grant.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Now, sorry, Grant, when you guys first started dating, there was a cheating thing, right?
there was. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like when that happens, it's already in your mind of like, this is what I'm testing him on, and I don't think he's going to pass at all.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it back, the show?
Yeah.
Not in its entirety.
Okay.
I definitely fast forwarded a bunch of.
I woke up at 3 a.m. when it aired, East Coast time, and me and my best friends watched it back to back for 10 hours straight.
Oh my God.
Did not do that.
Well, what's it like? Yeah, because that's true. But then all the episodes come out at one time? Okay, they did. Okay, I was forgetting if they did it like that or like they do with like Love is Blind,
Like
where
in
it's like
chunks.
Threes
chunks.
and
Which is what we
threes.
wanted.
Yes.
But
they
Right.
full
I'm sure
sent
next
it.
season we'll get it.
Yeah, right. Well, it's so different because now they format, like, even the older seasons, it was week to week.
Yeah.
So that was always such a cliffhanger. Like, I would wait till the end. Of the season to like
Just
watch
watch
them
it.
all
Binge.
because you wanted to see how it all went down. But the group of girls all seemed really close. Did you guys bond pretty quickly?
Immensely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just very like standoffish at first. I don't know. I have a lot of trauma with girlfriends, a lot of trauma with guys I've dated. Like, so I'm just hesitant with everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as close as we could be in the situation we were put in.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, I was the closest to Shantae on the show. And then afterwards, I feel like, obviously, her and I have grown super close. And Alexa and Lino are living their little happy fantasy.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like he proposed. And it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. I think there's some things where I'm like, oh my God, imagine that's how it ends for you. But no.
you're like, how did you guys get engaged? Oh,
Right.
well,
Yeah, we tried to date
Yeah.
like 15 other people. Didn't work.
Yeah.
I knew it was the one.
That story.
That classic. It is, I mean, it's funny because it is such a testament to like dating and reality TV and everything in this day and age. And like when they're telling their kids like how mom and dad met, it's You're like, don't watch it. It's not a home video. Like it's
not The Bachelor.
Yeah, it's not.
This is rated X. So
It is not the home video you want to watch. Okay, so actually you watch the whole show right away. You see, did you have any idea the things Grant was saying while, like, afterwards, in between, or was it like very fresh in those interviews?
I mean, I think he did and said everything I expected him. Like, nothing took me by surprise watching it back. Except the things that did take me by surprise, I will say, sorry, I'll backtrack on that, was obviously they watched their bonfire clips of us. So I'm only hearing from the relationship guys, like, what my clips were. So Grant made me feel as though this clip he saw was just me talking mad shit. I just absolutely shit on his whole life. I was so disrespectful. I talked to Natalie. Natalie was like, when he came back from the first bonfire, it was like, you just absolutely tore him to shreds. And he was like, relationship's over. Can't believe she would talk to me like that, or talk about me like that. And then I watch it, and my first bonfire clip was like, I don't remember what I said. It was nothing.
It was not a relationship. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, so for the period between filming and before it aired, I had been beating myself up, and we don't have to get into the whole getting back together with him, but like in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna come off as a raging bitch. Everyone's gonna think I'm so awful. Like, he made me think that what I said was equivalent to what he did.
Right.
And like after a while being removed from the situation, I'm like, well, I don't remember, and maybe you're right. And like I was just convinced that I was horrible. And then I watched it and I was like, wait.
I mean, it blew my mind, and I think a lot of viewers' minds watching and kind of having him say, you know, it's really going to come down to if Ashley can get over this resentment and move on and trust me. Meanwhile, he's
smashing,
making out, like he's he's hooking up with gals.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, the resentment is because you're of that, and you're still doing it. So she's probably not gonna let that go.
Yeah. It's the whole thing. He's so delusional that it like made me delusional.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's my excuse.
What was it like for you, kind of watching back what Tayler was saying?
To be honest, it was a very healing experience because I blocked him like basically a month and a half, 2 months after the show. Like we wrapped and I was done and I never looked back because it was the same gaslighty situation when we got back home. He was talking to another girl, trying to have his cake and eat it too, but cry on my phone for hours. I was like, I'm not doing this to myself. So when I watched it back, I was like pretty healed by that time. And so I was like, I dodged a bullet. Very thankful for this. And I'm glad I stood 10 toes down and said what I said.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to take that to the grave. So,
yep, as you should.
Yeah.
What was it like kind of having to see them during a lot of this process now? Because like you said, it was 7 months in between, and then the show airs. Everyone's talking about the show. You're doing press. Sometimes you guys are all together. What was it like having to like be around them?
One word for me, ick. I'm just icked out.
Yeah.
Before the show aired, obviously, Grant and I got back together for a little bit. We broke up. I broke up with him, and I was like, you know what? Maybe the show will air. I'll feel differently. Did not feel differently watching the show air, and everything that went down after, like just an absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah.
This man, if I wasn't mortified already, like I just have secondhand embarrassment for how everything played out. We went on a different podcast where we were together. Sorry, let me reword that.
Okay.
We went on a different podcast where it was the group of us doing the little reunion, and Grant said, I'll leave her alone. Like, I'm not going to reach out to her anymore. Corners me after the podcast, like would not let me leave. Would not let me leave. And this man has not left the vicinity of the block of my apartment, I swear to God. So
I mean, look, we don't have to like you don't even have to comment on it, but I'll just say when we were in Fort Lauderdale, and we were having an event, and people were like, "Oh, Grant's upstairs from Temptation Island," and I was like, "What?" And then he was like walking back and forth, and then we met some of your friends, and I was like, "Grant's upstairs," and they were like, "He is." Ashley's coming here, and she doesn't know he's even here. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is." I was like, now personally, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the show.
Tea.
I'm like, oh my God.
She's like, I'm going to see them interact.
It's happening. It's happening in real life. But no, seems like he, should go back to where he lives.
Okay, that's what I want to be very clear about because people don't get it. He does not live in the same city that I live in.
Yeah.
Like, very, very clear.
Yeah.
I think he has a tracker on her, to be honest. Like,
crazy.
I don't know.
I haven't been home in a couple weeks, and I just checked in with my roommate, and she has seen him a lot.
I'm like,
dude, weird. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm never going
wild.
home. I'm moving. I'm moving to Iowa.
yes.
That is crazy. Did you ever really get to have, and I think you have, right, like where you and Natalie have gotten to kind of talk it out?
Yeah. Yeah. So immediately after I broke up with Grant, I just reached out to her because I was like, the show's coming out soon. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm not trying to be like, let's be best friends. But I just had so much anxiety about it all. And I was like, I don't want to sit here and hate this girl. I'm just going to reach out, see what she has to say, and we'll just go from there. And we just kind of got on the phone. It was a little awkward at first, and then it just rolled, and we talked about timelines and all the texts he sent. Right when we broke up, he hit her up.
What date was that?
Receipts. Yeah. So we're chill, we're cool.
Yeah.
Obviously the situation of the show isn't like the best light of the whole situation, but it is what it is, and she did the job she signed up for, so we're cool.
Right. I was gonna say, is it kind of hard afterwards? Like, I mean, the guys are kind of doing the same thing, but I think girls sometimes are just a little bit more forward in that scenario, and like you're on reality TV, and perhaps I think just naturally girls are better at reality TV than guys are, where you're like, oh my God, they just jumped right into it, and the guys maybe are a little bit slower.
From I get what you're saying. From my perspective, I feel like the guys in our house are in a way better light than the girls in the guys. Just because of
the guys put them in these ridiculous situations.
Yeah.
Where it's like the guys are telling them, my relationship's over.
Yeah.
And they're like,
but
okay.
I'll actually marry her tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, but if at the last bonfire she says she wants to leave with me, I'm going to leave with her. Then it's like, well, what? You're just... It's crazy. But you guys have stayed friends with a lot of the guys. You've been in New York with some of your guys, Ash. Is it just a friendship thing? Danny was here.
For the most part.
Logan was here.
We'll say it like that.
For the most part.
To spill it.
I think they're both absolutely adorable.
Oh my God,
by the way.
I love them. I am obsessed with them. I love them. But it's like hard to navigate. Like they are in the limelight. They're loving it. They're young. They have so much attention on them right now. And I just want them to enjoy the ride and have a good time. But like, obviously I have my little crush on them too. So just trying to tiptoe around all that. And
love that you're saying crush on them. Like they're like a package.
They are.
Yes, they are.
For me, they are. For everyone else, they're not.
Yeah.
Period.
No, that's so fun. And it's fun that you guys get to like go on trips and see each other, because where they both live.
Danny's from Nebraska.
Okay.
Logan's from Iowa. They're both living together in Iowa.
Wow.
So random. Like such a random
They
state.
must absolutely tear it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Celebrities.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I am trying so hard to not be like jealous and like.
Right.
I just gotta let them have their.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's pretty funny. Pretty funny though. I mean, what has dating life kind of been like for both of you post show? Non-existent. Okay, great. Dark, long pause. It's either non-existent or a lot. I can't tell from the pause.
Well,
We still just can't answer it.
I feel like everyone thinks I have people in my DMs.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no men in my DMs.
Thousands of girls.
Right, just girls being like, wow, your ex really sucks.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll manifest some guys being in the DMs.
Some men.
Exactly. Let's go men.
Rich
grown
men.
Grown men.
Yes.
Recently, there was a breakup between Shantae and Brown. That was like,
We're like with it.
I know. I was like, wait, who?
where it was, well, I think people were absolutely shocked to watch the show and then be like, oh my God, they left, and then check social media and be like, holy shit, and they're somehow still together.
Yeah.
And it seems like that hasn't now worked out. Was there any moments in time, like during this process when you're on the show, that you're looking at her like, please do not leave with this guy?
They kind of clip it a little at the end when we're all
Yeah.
sitting by the pool right before our final bonfires. They clip me saying like, Shantae, like, I know what you want to do, but you gotta do
Not that.
this for like the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can go home, get back together with him, do whatever you want, but I was like, you need to leave
The
him
show can't
on
end
this
like
show.
this. Yes.
And it felt as though she was listening.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you see how hard it was on the final bonfire for her. Like she was making the decision.
He got her.
It's
Yeah.
the crocodile tears.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Look, I don't know how they at this point, and I'm sure they'll find it, because now it's one of those shows where I don't think people even realize that there's like international versions of it, and those clips have gone viral, and people are like, oh my God, the things that happen on this show are crazy. And your season felt so crazy. So it's like, I don't know what happens next, but like full blown, threesome into, I'm pretty sure she'll forgive me for that. Like, I just had to get it out of my system. I was like, the delusion that these guys live in is out of this world.
And that's the hard part, is like, they're so delusional, but then here we are allowing it.
Right.
So it's like, Anna, we gotta fucking stand on our business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? They're gone now.
Yeah.
Maybe there's little breaks, but they're gone now.
They're gone now.
And that's why I
all
felt when I
that
saw that
matters.
breakup,
Yeah.
even when it was like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, okay. At least it took her a while, and I hope there's no back pedal, but it's not good.
Yeah.
It can't be good
Not
at this
sure.
point.
Not sure what's going on over there.
Yeah. It's so hard on social media too to tell, because it's like you get a breakup happens, the social media is wiped, and you're like, okay, he's gone, he's done, but then who knows what's, you never know what else is happening. Where does she live?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay, they both are in Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like it's hard when it's crazy, because I keep thinking like any other reality show, and some of you guys don't live in the same places, but like you go back to your city or your town or whatever, it's like, no, that's like you're couples. You have so many mutual friends, so many people you hang out with.
Yeah, Grant lived
So
with me.
hard.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was-
I would literally like go to Costco and run into Tyler, or go to the gym and run
Right.
into Tyler and his new girlfriend,
Right,
or
right.
I would just go
to the mall.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is great.
Right, because it's like just trying to get back into the real life swing of things. But I think moving forward, my advice to Netflix is they have to do some kind of reunion.
Oh my God, they dropped
Thank
the ball
you.
so hard.
I don't know
not doing
how
it.
they didn't do that.
I think they know.
Yeah.
I feel like they had no idea how the show was going to play out, and I think
Yeah.
they also had no idea how much shit went down after
Yeah.
the fact.
That's true.
exactly.
So I mean that's like on them too. I mean they got to be locked in to see what's going on. Even not, it's like throw something together really fast. They can throw
Yes.
something together pretty
You're
fast.
Netflix.
Yeah, like they can do it. I'm sure they'll do it now moving forward. Maybe because they didn't do it for the other season, so they were
I
like,
think
oh,
they
we'll keep the same.
did.
Did they?
I think like the last.
Oh, you know
two
what?
seasons,
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
The ones on Peacock.
No, on oh
USA?
they did stream on Peacock.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it was like on USA, and then it was on, or maybe it was on
Yeah.
like Lifetime or something first, and then it was on
Yeah.
USA. It was all over the
It's
place at
moved
first.
around.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. I'll never forget. Ria and I were like just starting off doing our podcast, and we were doing videos, and whatever network it was on had reached out for us to do just like ads or recaps, but they were paid promo for the show, and we were like, we had never seen it before, but we just like read the description of the show, and we were like, what the fuck is this?
You're like, no,
Yes.
not interested.
We were like, I don't know, like this seems, should we be telling people to watch something like this?
This feels unsafe.
Yes.
And now I'm truly so obsessed. After that, I was like, I gotta check it out, and then I watched it, and even when people were stopped kind of watching, I was like, I'm so locked into this. And Netflix is obviously really gonna give it a whole
Different.
new life, different spin, exactly. So, but you guys will always be that first that first season on Netflix, you know? And who knows, but like Netflix is so great because there's so many other reality shows now and they have so much crossover. Are there any other Netflix reality shows you guys would want to go on?
I'm 3.
Which one? Wait, which one are you gonna say? Because now my mind has changed in the last few days.
I was gonna say Perfect Match.
Yeah. I feel like that's the obvious one, but I've always said I wanted to do like a strategy one or a game. Like I haven't watched Battle Camp yet. Not to plug it because I haven't watched it. I want.
It just came out, so it's very. You know,
I want to do some wild shit.
Like competition.
Competition.
I'm so down for that. I don't know who you need to talk to, but put me on.
Right.
I'd be good.
That would be great. I know Perfect Match really does seem. I have a bone to pick with Perfect Match though, and it's the same kind of thing with any of these Netflix shows. They just take too long to come out. Yeah, and they film them so far in advance, and then it's like so much happens in between. I mean, this past season of Perfect Match, they're already talking about couples. Like there's already a couple that's engaged. We haven't even seen the season.
Yeah, they filmed September.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's like there's full blown, and they publicly said like we're engaged.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh. But it's like, I guess the mystery was like, but do they win? Who knows?
Gosh.
Well, I'm like, who cares if they win? We want to see.
I forgot there's even a point of winning on that.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all the drama. But
we went and got cheated on for free.
Yeah. Guys, I think Perfect Match would be great. Or, I mean, I feel like
we're locked
so
in
many
to
other
Netflix right now.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. Just good. And I do think that once you're in, you're like, you're in. So hopefully.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope that works out because I think it'd be great. And there's so much drama still with Temptation Island that they should capitalize on that. Okay, the last question I have for you guys, it is our Armani Beauty question. Oh. While filming Temptation Island, at what point are you like, I don't even know what I look like how, what are your beauty secrets for still trying to look good on a show like that?
My lashes saved my life. Is that what we're talking about? I do my own lashes, and so they last like a week. So I feel like that's the only thing that got me through.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would have just looked like a dead rat.
I was gonna say like eye patches. Ashley and I are obsessed with the eye patches. So like in the morning, literally just putting those on and just like being a skeleton.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, my part 2 of the question is, what was the biggest like misconception you had going in that when you started filming you were like, whoa, I did not realize it was gonna be like this?
I don't know if I have an answer to that because, okay, so Grant owned a videography company. So I was like not used to being behind that many cameras, but used to the setting. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, there was a lot more pulling to the side.
Like confessionals
and interviews than I assumed there would be.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a lot of in real time filming an event. It was like, all right, so you just did something for 2 seconds. Now we got to go pull you and ask you 8,000 questions.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that was probably a misconception that I wasn't aware of.
And in the mornings, they had us wake up, immediately get ready, and do like a confessional every single morning. And it would be about like a recap of what happened last night. How are you feeling today? Just kind of like a check-in. But to be honest, none of those aired. So, and honestly, I could have
been sleeping.
Right? Yeah, I did not really enjoy first thing in the morning getting interrogated. How do you feel? How was last night? Are you sad? Happy? What are you doing today? I'm like, I just woke up 10 minutes ago.
Right. Give me a second to think about it. Yeah. So, and there's a camera around
all the time,
24/7.
Yeah.
And that's like at a certain point, do you even just kind of forget that it's there?
I was pretty unaware of them after like the first day.
Yeah, especially the robo cameras too, because they're even when the actual cameras aren't here.
That's how you get caught up.
Swear to God. But yeah,
that's how you end up on the bonfire.
Yes. And when you're going to sleep, like you see them in every corner. You're like, okay, well.
So Danny slept in my
room.
I don't know
how I would be able to sleep if I'd be like, oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Danny slept in my room a few nights and like I was like, I am not hooking up with someone on TV. Right. So we're like very careful, like laying in bed next to each other. I'm like, don't get on top of me. Don't make it look any type of way. Like we're not doing this.
Right. Yeah.
No, that is so true. It's like you're like, we are being watched.
Yeah.
Which is
the red lights. Yeah, they just like follow.
Pimple patches and all. I'm like, they are really seeing everything.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, Ladies, thank you so much for coming in and chatting and being in New York and coming to see me. I'm so excited that you guys came and we could talk about the show. And those guys are in the past, but we're looking forward to the next guys.
Yes. Let's find them.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for having us.
With the Truly Getaway Pack, each sip is your ticket to an exotic escape. Take a trip with Truly this spring. They have 4 exotic flavors inspired by drinks from around the world: Arctic Berry, Mountain Paradise, Rainforest Retreat, and Tropic Like It's Hot. It's only available for a limited time, so get it while you can. Truly delicious. You guys know it's only 100 calories, 1 gram of sugar, and 5% ABV. The Truly's Getaway Pack, you got it all. You got all the different flavors, which is great. Great variety. Maybe some people want the Arctic Berry, or some people want that Rainforest Retreat. For me, the Arctic Berry, delicious. I love anything that has more of like a berry pop to it. So the Arctic Berry is perfect for me, and one that I will be drinking when I'm picturing, a vacation, a trip, or more when we head into summer and can have some Truly. So find the Getaway Pack at a store near you or visit trulyhartseltzer.com. Welcome back to another game of Beat Ria and Fran. This is game, I don't even know. Game 1.
Take a guess.
171.
172.
Oh, shit. Last week was 171. I was close. Is it bad? I just remember that we were like somewhat close to 169. I was like, we definitely played that game.
Get your mind out of the gutter,
sorry.
for Christ's sake.
Also, Gia is here playing trivia with me today. We've got a little sister trivia action going on.
In our matching outfits.
We wore the exact same outfit in the Millennial and Gen Z version. So I hope that bodes well for us. But we have Brooke and Rachel here. Woo! Ladies, thank you so much for playing with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. We're going to jump right into it. It's 15 questions. If you get it right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, the other team can steal the point. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. To determine who goes first, Noah's going to give us a movie. We're going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes critic score of that movie. Whoever is the closest will get to go first. Everyone gets their own individual guess. We will alternate between teams for guesses. So, Noah, what is today's movie?
Today's movie is Hitman, the Glenn Powell.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, one of you ladies guess first.
Oh, Hitman was really good. I'm going to go 80%.
All right, Gia, you want to guess?
I was thinking like 74.
Okay.
I'm going to say 63.
I think it's even higher. Like, they were throwing the tomatoes at this thing. Like,
I know, but like it's cheesy.
I'm gonna say
Go high because
89.
95.
95.
Wow.
I almost said 96.
I was kind of shocked at 95.
But I thought
to be honest.
96
Like, it was a
Yeah.
good movie, but I don't know if it's 95.
yeah, what?
yeah.
I feel like 95s are safe for like,
Yeah.
like Goodwill Hunting, like shit
Yeah.
like that, you know?
Yeah. 95's
Okay.
like Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, question number 1 to
That's
to
gonna
Gia
be
and
that's gonna be a
Fran.
tough one.
That's
That's gonna be, it's so close.
Yeah. Shout out Allie from Rhode Island for this one.
Shout out.
What reality show did Benson Boone compete on?
Oh, American Idol.
Yes.
Final answer.
Correct.
Make yourself at home, Gia.
Do you want to say final answer?
No, you do. You do.
Okay.
You
You say it?
do. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, 1-0, Gia and Fran. Question number 2 to Brooke and Rachel. Shout out Danielle from Sioux Falls, San Diego.
Nailed it.
Sioux
Really?
Falls.
Wow.
Wow,
Nice.
Sioux Falls.
Wait, I had that as
What?
I thought
a
it was
trivia
South-
thing.
Isn't Sioux Falls in like South Dakota?
Oh, wait.
You said
Okay,
San Diego. Did you just see ST and read?
Yeah, maybe.
Sioux Falls.
She
San
said
Diego.
Sioux Falls, San Diego.
Oh, man. That's. I was excited about pronouncing it right, but it actually is way worse than
Yeah.
pronouncing it wrong. All right, South Dakota. In Friends, who says this line? You're over me. When were you under me?
I think it's Ross. I'd go for it. I'm going to say Ross, final answer.
Correct.
Nice, ladies.
Felt like a Ross line.
Yeah. I watched that clip back. It got a chuckle out of me.
Oh, wow. Baby steps. He doesn't think Friends is funny.
I don't really like Friends either.
Yeah. All right, tied up at 1. Question number 3 to Gia and Fran. Shout out Allie from Rhode Island again.
Shout out.
Who says the following Harry Potter quote? I've always wanted to use that spell.
The mom.
Always wanted to use that spell.
Oh, no, it's McGonagall.
No, it's McGonagall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
When she's bringing the
big
statues.
statues,
The big thing. Yeah. Professor McGonagall. Final answer.
Correct. All right, 2.
I always wanted to use that spell. That's one of my favorite lines.
2-1. Gia and Fran. Question number 4 to Brooke and Rachel. Shout out Jordon from Chicago. Who plays Brittany Snow's mom in the movie John Tucker Must Die?
Ooh.
My first guess is Amy Poehler, but like, I don't think so.
No. John Tucker Must Die is like 20 years old, 15 years old.
Trying to think of
15 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know.
Think of an older blonde actor.
Laura Dern, who's not blonde.
Close
I
enough.
5 seconds.
don't think that's right.
Laura Dern. Final answer.
Incorrect.
I love Laura Dern.
To Gia and
You
Fran.
do love Lord.
Yeah.
I think it's Jenny McCarthy. Because
Yeah.
she's like the
The
young
cool
hot mom.
Yeah.
And there's always that boyfriend.
I have
that she
no
calls
idea,
the same
so
name.
go with your
Jenny
gut.
McCarthy, final answer.
Correct.
Nice, Fran.
Oh, nice.
All right.
That was hard.
That's a hard one, yeah.
Yeah.
3-1. Gia and Fran. This question's to them. Shout out Kaya from Sunshine Coast, Australia.
Okay,
Whoa.
shout out.
Yeah, she said we should make a trip down.
Twist our arm.
Yeah, seriously. I'll go down under.
Oh.
Which
Pause.
actress is in the following movies? The Princess Diaries, Tangled, Racing Stripes.
Actress.
What actress?
Tangled.
Tangled. Well, is this Mandy Moore?
It just has to be
Just
Mandy
has
Moore.
to be Princess
Yeah.
Diaries. What's Racing Stripes?
I have no idea. The only girl is the old Mother Gothel or Rapunzel, so it has to be Mandy Moore.
Right.
Context clues.
Yeah. Mandy Moore, final answer.
Correct. Racing Stripes is a movie about, it looks like a
Cars or
zebra.
horses?
It looks like about a zebra.
a
And it's
zebra.
Frankie Muniz. Steve Harvey's in it, David Spade, Snoop Dogg. I don't
my
know what this
God.
movie is, but
Was it?
What
It's
the
like a Disney
hell?
movie, kind of, no?
Warner Brothers.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Hayden, what's her name, is in it.
Panettiere?
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, they must have seen this. I don't know.
It
She's just
sounds
like,
kind of familiar, but
when you said the zebra, I was like, I'm seeing a zebra wearing like a racing jacket.
yeah, right.
I think that is what.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't remember seeing a movie with that star-studded cast.
Yeah. Okay, 4-1, Gia and Fran. Question number 6 to Brooke and Rachel. Shout out Lauren and Brianna from Nova Scotia, Canada. What is the name of the original song performed on SNL with Pete Davidson featuring Taylor Swift in 2022?
Oh, Three Young Virgins. Final answer.
Incorrect.
No.
Oh.
It's Three Sad Virgins.
Oh, no.
Okay, I had no idea.
Hit the final answer.
Final answer.
Correct.
Once again.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Heck, I can't believe you knew what
Three
Taylor Swift was
sad
about.
virgins?
Yeah. Three Sad Virgins. What?
Yeah.
Three Sad Virgins. Oh.
Okay.
And it's the Please Don't Destroy guys.
Yeah,
that are-
yeah.
5-1, Gia and Fran. Question number 7 to them. Shout out Amelia from Unknown. Adam Levine, CeeLo Green, and James Corden all appear in what film?
Oh my God! It's Begin Again. Begin Again with with Keira Knightley, and Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, it's Begin Again. I think, right? That's the name of it? Begin
Adam
Again?
Levine, CeeLo Green. Who's the last one?
James Corden.
James
Yes.
Corden.
I know
Yeah,
CeeLo and
yeah.
Adam are in
Okay,
it.
then yeah. Begin again.
Final answer.
Correct.
Nice. Paul G. I love that movie.
I love
Noah,
that movie.
big-
Underrated
I was going to
movie.
say, Noah, sneaky big fan of that movie.
I know.
Really
I watched it for the
underrated
first
movie.
time on a plane like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I remember I told Noah to watch it. I was
Yeah.
surprised he never saw it. And yeah.
That's James Corden's actually pretty good in it.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, they're pulling away now.
He's acting.
6-1. Gia and Fran. This is question number 8 to Brooke and Rachel. Shout out Sarah from
Let's go,
Louisville,
ladies.
Kentucky. In SpongeBob SquarePants, what does SpongeBob misplace that causes him to keep retracing his footsteps over and over, including tasting Gary's snail food?
You weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid.
You weren't allowed.
Yes, I was. Okay.
She's like, yes, I was. Stop it.
I had a pizza roll until we were in college.
Honestly, same. Okay.
10 seconds.
His
Favorite something. I don't.
his lucky penny. Final answer.
Not a bad
Incorrect.
guess.
That's always a good guess.
So I thought it was he lost his name. Like he can't remember his name. But then he said he eats Gary's food, and that threw me off. Remember the episode where he's like, "What's his name? May I take your hat, sir? May I take your-" He loses
I don't know. Guess that.
his name. Final answer.
Very close. It's his name tag.
Oh, his name tag.
His name tag.
You were there. You had it.
I think that's 2 different episodes.
It might be 2
though.
different episodes.
Question number 9. It's still 6-1. Gia and Fran. And this is to them. Shout out Avery from Tampa, Florida.
Shout out.
When Hannah Montana reveals her identity to the world, what late night TV show was she on?
Leno.
Yes.
Jay Leno. Final answer.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm kind of goated.
You are. Hey, Chicks in the Office listeners, if you've heard us talk about Rhoback before and we're intrigued, this one's for you. We're headed into that spring season. Transition time is here. I don't know about you, but I am switching over my closet, getting ready for that warm weather, pulling out my athletic shorts, dresses, everything like that. And Rhoback has some great pieces. Their Tempo set is the perfect transitional outfit between seasons. So if it's a little chilly in the morning, you can lay it under your down jacket, and in the spring, you can wear it over your workout set. The material is so soft, making it a go-to outfit to wear while hanging on the couch, relaxing, or running errands, running outside, whatever it is. As the weather warms up, Rhoback has you covered. I'm picturing myself so soon in their sunrise shorts when the UV is innate. I'm outside taking a walk, making sure I'm getting a little tan. They come in so many fun colors, hot pink, light blue, and green, in addition to your neutrals. So whether you're training for a marathon or a girl who's strictly 10-3-30s, these shorts will get the job done, and you will look so cute. Rhoback also has their Sydney skirt. Their new skirt is high rise with a ribbed waistband that snatches the torso perfectly. It's the perfect fun, flirty, and flowy silhouette that we are all looking for. So make sure to check that out at Rhoback. Use the code CHICKS on Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com for 20% off your first order.
7-1. Question number 10 to Brooke and Rachel. I'm going to play a movie clip.
Ooh.
And you tell me what movie it's from.
You know what I would say to you and to Mr. Sloane Cates? I'd say that you can take all the novels in the world and not one of them will make you feel as good, as fast as I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May.
Is that Colin Firth?
I thought it was Hugh Grant.
Or you, Grant? That's your boy.
That's your man's.
Music and lyrics?
Final answer.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
Great movie.
love that movie.
I've never
movie.
seen that movie.
Oh my god.
Oh no, you have to see it. It's my favorite
so
rom-com
good.
by
Really?
far. Yeah.
Goes
Favorite
my
rom-com.
heart, pop
Goes my heart. I thought I'd never fall in love again.
There's
So
a Britney
good.
Spears-esque pop star, Cora.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, shanty shanty.
Wait,
Great movie.
Who's the
What
woman
is
in
it-
that?
have
Drew
you-
Barrymore.
Have you
Drew
adopted
Barrymore.
like a new Florence Pugh smoker's laugh? Like, what is happening to your laugh?
I have allergies.
Yeah, you got it. But it's like, it's very Florence Pugh-esque.
Oh, well, you know me and Flo.
Yeah.
We're so alike.
Okay, 7-2, G and Fran. Question number 11 to them. Shout out Jordon from Chicago. In the 2012 Snow White inspired film Mirror Mirror, Julia Roberts plays the evil queen. Who plays Snow White?
I don't think I saw this. Julia Roberts.
No, I only know Snow White and the Huntsman.
Right.
That's, what's her face? Kristen
Yeah.
Stewart.
Mirror, Mirror. Julia Roberts and
15 seconds.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Who's like 2012? Who was like popping back then? Like Jennifer Lawrence.
5 seconds.
Oh, what about like Shailene Woodley? I feel like she was popping
That's a
off
good
back
guess.
then. Shailene Woodley?
Time's up.
We're going with Shailene Woodley.
Incorrect. To Brooke and Rachel.
Lily Collins, final answer.
Correct.
Good.
Right. She did play Snow
she
White.
Was Snow White and. Oh wait,
no,
she's
you're
not
thinking
Cinderella.
of Lily James.
I'm thinking of Lily James. Yeah, you're right. Oops.
Lily Collins is very Snow White.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, if they get the final 4 questions, they'll tie it up and send it
Okay,
overtime.
shit. Let's go, ladies.
All right, question number 12 to Brooke and Rachel. Shout out Allie from an island again. In Abbott Elementary, the kids called Jacob Mr. C, but his last name is Hill. What does the C stand for?
Oh, I should know.
It's a hard
It's not
question.
It's, I mean, they're making fun of it.
15 seconds.
No, I don't. Mr.
5 seconds.
The mean C word.
Crusty.
Fine. Incorrect.
Mr. Krusty.
G and
Okay, this might be out of pocket, but my first guess was Caucasian.
Oh, wait, I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Right? Like
Yeah, right.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
that
as
was
well.
my first thought.
That was my first thought as well. So it was
Caucasian.
Going Caucasian.
Incorrect. Corny.
Corny.
Oh, corny.
Caucasian, I feel like it's like a big word for little kids.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. They
that's
are in
true.
like they are.
They're
It
like
is an
fourth
element.
grade,
It
yeah.
is an elementary school.
Yeah.
Yep. Corny.
Okay, that does seal the victory for Gia and Fran. But we'll finish out the final 3 questions. 7-3, Gia and Fran. Question number 13 to them. Shout out Danielle from Sioux Falls, South. See, this time I wrote out South Dakota. The other one said SD.
You did yourself dirty.
Yeah.
Right, because seeing SD.
I think I would have said San Diego too.
after a
honestly.
city's name.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, which character was diagnosed with OCD on Grey's Anatomy?
I'm not a big Grace person.
Which character is diagnosed with Miranda Bailey. Miranda Bailey, final answer.
Correct.
Just going through my one by one.
I only know
Yeah, that was in the
George.
later seasons. Thank God I'm still watching.
I was thinking that.
Oh,
I was like
really?
OCD.
That was in the later seasons?
yeah,
When they said that, I'm like, I could see that. Like,
Yes.
I haven't watched since like
but it
before
was
season.
that's in maybe the teens,
Yeah.
late
Yeah,
teens
yeah.
seasons.
Okay, 8-3, G and Fran. Question number 14 to Rachel and Brooke. Shout out Sam from Iowa. In Disney's The Game Plan, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character Joe has an allergic reaction to what food?
Ooh. Good question.
I haven't seen it in a very
No,
long
either.
time.
Not to bring up your peanut allergy, Noah, but to what food? I don't know. Peanuts. Final answer?
Incorrect.
I don't know. Why do I feel like it's like
It's gotta be
apples or something like girly?
Yeah,
Like he eats like I don't know why apples are girly.
why? Yeah, I
but
was gonna say what makes that girl.
I don't know. Fruit.
I feel like
Like
apple is like the
cherries?
least girly fruit out of all fruits.
Let's debate this. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. Like
10 seconds.
like cherry strawberries.
Strawberries.
Okay.
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Final answer.
Incorrect. Cinnamon.
Oh. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
You put cumin
Didn't
in
the
the waffles.
girl in that movie have a peanut allergy, or am I making that up?
I think so. Yeah, because
Oh, I
like
don't
remember
know.
like they think she eats something. And
Yeah.
it's like carrying her.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
seafood?
Or maybe she's allergic to seafood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Madison Pettis.
Yeah, they go.
Yeah.
And Rachel just said it too. Madison Pettis.
Okay, final question, 8-3, and this is to Gia and Fran. Shout out Allie from Rhode Island once again.
Shout out.
In High School Musical 2, Troy and Gabriella get 2 strikes from Fulton for breaking the rules. What are the 2 things they are caught doing?
They're caught.
So one is
they're like on the golf course.
one's definitely like on the
Oh, they have the picnic on the golf course, right?
late.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
what? Like, is she in the kitchen?
there's
Like-
something in the kitchen.
Like,
They're late to shift. They're like late. I don't know if it's like more specific than that.
yeah, I don't know.
10 seconds.
Cooking in the kitchen.
Because that's when they're like all dancing.
Yeah, but that's when he's trying to convince them, like.
Right. But he doesn't get in trouble.
We gotta work it out, guys.
Time is up.
Oh, that's right. Late to shift and then the picnic on the golf course. Final answer.
Incorrect.
Definitely the picnic on the golf course.
That sounds right. Well, isn't Gabriella like in the kitchen though? Like, isn't she?
No,
like,
she's the lifeguard.
But does she go into the kitchen at one point? She's not at her shift.
Is she like taking food from the kitchen? Maybe. I don't
15
know.
seconds.
Let's say picnic on the beach and taking food from the kitchen. Final.
Yeah.
Incorrect. It's having a picnic on the golf course and swimming after hours.
Oh, yeah. The swimming after hours. Yep.
Oh, man, I gotta rewatch.
All right, final score 8-3.
Just watched
Gia and
recently.
Fran.
Yeah, good game. A lot of
Good
questions.
game, ladies.
A lot of questions.
3
answered.
questions is respectable.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
questions.
I know, and they were fun ones.
Yeah.
Down memory lane for a couple. I gotta watch music and lyrics again.
So good. No, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one. Okay, ladies, thank you guys so much for playing. We really appreciate it. Please send your address and sizes to Noah so that we can send you guys some merch as a thank you for jumping on with us. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice meeting you guys.
See you guys.
Have a good day.
Bye. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. What a great episode. So much fun with Abby and the Temptation Island girls and Gia. So it's a little teaser, Gia doing trivia, because Gia will be on Monday's episode. So if you have made your way all the way to the end of today's episode, you will know that Gia will be on Monday's episode. So super excited for that. Thank you all so much, and we'll be back on Monday.